Well, hey, greetings and salutations, everybody. It's Cash Friday. I just made that up. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the show. This is the John Campea Show, the best damn movie-related show on the planet Earth, coming from right here in my little casa, mi casa, su casa, on YouTube. I'm, of course, your host, the dude. It's great to have you guys here as we just kind of chill out today, talk about our favorite things in the world, movies and movie news, some TV and streaming, all sorts of wonderful things. Joining us over here, the equally laid back and chill all the time, Robert Meyer Burnett. Robert, how you doing?
I just want to say to Ray, I should have put whiskey in my coffee. Now I feel like, I had no idea we were on casual Friday.
And yeah, first thing Ray says today,
Namaste.
Ray walks in the door last, as always. So Ray walks in the door last, and the very first thing he says, he walks in the door, he doesn't say hello, he just goes, "It's Friday," goes right to the counter, grabs the Jameson, Friday, boom. Anyway, also, the easy, the breezy, Chris Carr. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm a little off put by how chill you are. I feel like it's a trap.
Well, here it is.
We're all getting fired.
Yeah.
Was this a big laugh, Dane? I'll tell you what, by the way, Ray Orris over here.
Hey. I guess we're going smooth today. What's up, lady?
Smooth. And of course, our producer, Jonathan Voico's over there as well.
Oh, yes. My voice is extra deep because I got 2 hours of sleep last night. Thank you, Insomnia.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. That just means you have a big night of sleep ahead. That's a good thing. See, we're all looking on the positive side today. I'll tell you what.
This is so weird, man.
Yesterday,
Why are you so chill, bro? Why are you so chill right now? Something
my
happened.
perception of reality got changed yesterday.
Really?
Like what I thought was up is down. What I thought down is up. What I thought was a Mac was a PC.
Oh my!
I mean, it just got turned upside down because I went to go see Super Pets yesterday. It's a good movie. And so now I'm like, hey, question everything, man. Nothing is as it seems. So we're gonna talk
Your voice
about that.
too. Losing your voice too. You
And
must have
losing
been
my voice a
fearing-
bit. I'm just like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. If that movie can be good, what matters? What really matters?
Smash the patriarchy?
I would love for us to do that today.
Yeah, man. I'm just like, hey, it's whatever to say. We do have a lot of things. We got a few things to talk about today, but it is going to be Casual Friday. We're going to spend most of our day, more than normal, just hearing from you guys and taking live comments and questions. Though we do have some actual topics to discuss here, and we're going to talk about those right now. First thing we're going to talk about is this. Video game movies suck, and they have for a very, very long time. But then along came this movie a couple years ago with Alicia Vikander called Tomb Raider. They rebooted the Tomb Raider series. And it's like, okay, well, let's see what they got an Academy Award-winning actress in it. Awesome.
She has great boots, too.
She has what?
Great boots in that movie.
I'm
glad
I double-checked.
He hit that T.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yes, had great boots. And
He does.
also,
Why would you think I meant?
Previous to the movie coming out, I remember them dropping social media videos of her in the gym and getting ripped to hell and all that kind of stuff. And great. But how's the movie going to be? You know what? The movie wasn't bad. It was one of the first comic book movies that I actually walked out of going, you know what? That was not bad. It wasn't great, but it's not bad. You know what? I would come see another one. And they said then that the plans were to do another one, but then delay. And now apparently, well, there's going to be more Tomb Raider. It just ain't going to be with Alicia Vikander, as it's being reported now all across the interwebs, including on the Hollywood Reporter, that MGM has lost the rights to Tomb Raider, which means that Alicia Vikander's series and franchise part of that iteration is now done. But whereas you might think, well, no one's going to try to pick up on this, according to reports, that ain't right at all. Apparently, everybody from Amazon to Warner Brothers to Netflix to Paramount to everybody Hollywood Reporter is calling it a feeding frenzy. Now, at first I thought, really, a feeding frenzy for Tomb Raider. But when you think about it again, what is it that we know? With all the companies now putting out content, all the streaming channels and all the studios fighting to get out premium content and all that kind of stuff, what is the most valuable thing in the world? Recognizable IP. Mm-hmm. Even if it has a little bit of a sullied name, recognizable IP is a big deal. And I think them doing this. And so, yeah, I think we're going to hear within a few weeks, somebody's going to snatch up for a huge amount of money this franchise. And then I think we are quickly going to hear about a new movie going into production, a new part of the franchise. Anyway, Rob, you hear about this. What stands out to you?
Well, I have to say, I mean, I like this version of Tomb Raider more than I liked Uncharted, which,
so did I.
Same and I thought she was really good in the role.
I agreed.
I thought she brought a believability. She was spunky. She obviously got in good shape to do it. I believed her. And I would be sad if they made another Tomb Raider movie without her. I think Alicia, Miss Vikander deserves another another bite at the apple, so to speak. But I like the game franchise. I liked the first Angelina Jolie movie.
Yeah, the first one wasn't bad.
Not so much the second one.
Not so much the second one.
And I know that it's all a derivative of Raiders of the Lost Ark. I get all that, but I like this franchise.
Chris, what stands out to you?
I mean, how many people want this IP, which I think is really, really fun. I love that people are just kind of fighting for it, because the last few games in the last few years have been brilliant. Looking at like the younger Lara Croft.
I know you played a lot of that.
It's such a
recent
fun
Tomb Raider,
game.
Ray. You like that one?
I love the new Tomb Raider series. It's the best it's been so
It's
far.
so good.
I wasn't as big on the third one, but the first and second were really great.
They're really, really fun and really intuitive. Like it's very easy to get through everything. Well, not easy to get everything, but it's easy to learn how all the mechanics of the game are supposed to happen. Because y'all know I'm a remote thrower. So if I don't do well at a game, I'm like, this is bullshit.
Wow.
But I thought that Vikander did such a good job of being that kind of Lara, and I really, really enjoyed her. So I'm hoping that we do get her back, but hopefully all these people fighting for the IP means that we're going to get a really cool end product out of it.
Can I ask something? Why do you always have to bring up Uncharted, Rob? What's wrong with you?
It
Ray
wasn't.
is the lone Uncharted defender in the studio.
Okay, look.
here.
It had nothing to do with this.
I have to say, I'm a huge Uncharted fan. My relationship with Uncharted, the video game, the first video game, was such. It was the first time I realized that cinema and gaming was coming together in an interesting fusion. I was as involved with the characters in that first Uncharted and the later games as I was watching a movie. And I didn't think that would happen. And when it did, I was taken aback, and I expected... The Uncharted movie needed more of a sense of wonder, the same way it was like when you play the game and you come up to these beautiful...
Right, but I we can't take time to go back and do a full exploration of Uncharted now. But
yeah.
But I'm very sad to hear that Vikander's not... Probably won't.
Yeah, I'm
do
sad
the
to hear
role.
it too.
I want to see a second one.
But I get it. A new studio is going to come along. They're going to want their iteration. They're going to want to start with a clean slate. I get that.
So their job is to get everyone on board again, because
Yes.
we've had a couple of these already. Now we got to get used to a new Lara Croft.
Yeah.
Croft. Sorry.
Yeah, so, I mean, and I know you're a remote thrower.
Yeah.
I am not. I am not a remote
That's because
but-
you apparently have a big bag of weed and bongo drums. You're too chill.
Because here's my thing. Pretend this is a remote, okay? This is me, though, because I'm worse. Like, you're a
Oh.
remote thrower, but I'm worse.
Okay.
Your head's going to get loud, isn't it?
I am, like, this is me, playing a new video game, 5 minutes, and not quite, like, having a hard time with it or having a difficult time with it, after 5 minutes. That's it. And I never go back to the game again. That was me. That was me trying to play. That was me trying to play God of War. Like I watched the cutscene, like the 8-hour cutscene movie. Loved it. So I'm going to play God of War now. 5 minutes. And it's like, no, I'm not getting it. So put
Turn
it
it
down.
on
Walk
first,
away.
John.
That was me day
Turn
one
on
on
the
the
PS5 on.
That was me day one on the John Campea show. I'm like,
I just don't get it. All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Did you like the Alicia Vikander? I mean, it was kind of mixed. I think like half the people liked it, half didn't. I'm one of the ones who thought it was okay. What do you think about it? Now there's being a feeding frenzy. All the studios want this IP. What do you think? Jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. All right, guys, let's do another off the top here. And that's this. You know, my number one most anticipated show coming out is Lord of the Rings,
Rings of Power.
Rings of
Rings of
Power.
Power. I almost said Power of the Ring. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power has been my number one most anticipated show this year. More than Andor, and I'm really excited about that. More than, anything else. I'm looking forward to that show. But kind of close to it is the Game of Thrones, The House of Dragons. And the trailer that dropped for Comic-Con, or just a couple of days before Comic-Con, unbelievable. And I have loved what it's been looking like. It felt like we were back in Westeros. Like the whole thing, it just seemed great. Now, they did a premiere event that to show the first episode last night that a bunch of people, not including me, I guess I'm not considered a TV guy, not including me, was invited to go watch the first episode of House of Dragons. And amongst those people were a bunch of them who did not like the final season of the Game of Thrones. I, of course, do. I think y'all are crazy. I think all of you are crazy. I think that is great, even though it was rushed, shouldn't be so short. But I thought it was fantastic. But a lot of people didn't like it. I'm cool with that. So a lot of these people who went to go see the first episode of the House of Dragons were not happy with how the Game of Thrones ended at all. And the reactions have been fantastic. I did not like the last. You don't have to scroll through this, Jonathan, but
Okay.
I did not like the last season of Game of Thrones at all. But I admit the series premiere of the House of Dragons is really well done, and I'll definitely continue watching. After the episode ended, they showed an extended preview of the rest. It looks cool. Another reaction, some says, sometimes you just got to spend the night hanging out with a dragon. For those curious about the series, without spoilers, I can say that the thing I really dig is that it still feels epic in scope and epic in pace while telling a personal and intimate story about the family, showcasing both their love and their dysfunction. The House of Dragon, another reaction from Brandon writes, the House of Dragon on HBO pilot is very efficiently and expertly explains in its context its relation to Game of Thrones, introduces its core characters, and lays out the central conflict of the series. It is an easy to follow premiere with vibrant colors, detailed texture, absolutely a worthy successor of Game of Thrones so far. Cat Combs wrote, I did not know how much I missed Game of Thrones theme song until I heard it tonight at the House of Dragon premiere, which is like, ooh, are they going to actually use the Game of Thrones theme?
I love that idea. If
So do I. I love it. You
it's
say,
like the Star Wars theme.
yeah, you say like the Imperial March is the theme, the national theme of the Empire. Just say Game of Thrones, that theme music is like the Westeros theme.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what it is, but
I thought the same thing. I was like, they got to either beat it or be as good. Just use the other one.
just use the other one. So I didn't know how much I missed the theme song until I heard it tonight at the House of Dragon premiere. That first episode is fantastic. Cannot wait to see what's next. Fingers crossed, no repeat final season Game of Thrones. Another reaction. I cannot begin to tell you or put into words just how much I disliked the final season of Game of Thrones. But wow, talk about getting things back on track in a big and brilliant way. This is a worthy successor. So it went on and on and on. So again, now remember, they were only talking about one episode.
Yeah.
First episode. But the first episode does lay the tracks and everything like that. I just personally think it's very interesting to hear from people who really didn't like the way the last series ended to come out and say, this was great. Because I don't think some people would take it serious. Like if I went to that premiere, because I did like I thought the final season was brilliant. There's a reason it won all those Emmys. And I came out saying, yeah, I thought it was great too. Then a lot of people are going to look at me and go, yeah, but you like the last season of Game of Thrones. So,
Well.
but so I think it's notable that a lot of people who did not like the final season of Game of Thrones are coming out and saying that. Anyway, Rob, you're hearing these reactions. What stands out to you?
Well, I'm really excited. I am not one of those people who like the end of Game of Thrones, but I love Game of Thrones. You know, on a rewatch.
As a whole, you love Game of Thrones.
and it's astonishing. It's an astonishing bit of television. I mean, in television history. So this is really great to hear because I had a lot of high hopes. It is HBO.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like HBO just churns out garbage. And I would think that, you know, they were developing 4 different shows. They scrapped one. They shot a whole pilot.
Yeah, whole pilot, and they scrapped it.
They scrapped it. So
That was the one with Michelle Williams, right?
I think
Not
so.
sure.
I don't remember, but the fact that this is as good as it is I think great to hear, and I think we're in for a really great show. I love the premise that the civil war between this family, the Targaryen family, and I love rights of succession and who's going to sit on the Iron Throne. I think it's and George R.R. Martin is still involved. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's great. I'm really excited. And you know, John, if we're going to get, we don't like it when things are not good. We want things to be good. And we've got Lord of the Rings. We've got House of the Dragon. I'm really excited for the Marvel series Secret Invasion. And I can tell you that Picard season 3, and I've been a Picard hater. Picard season 3 is awesome. And so it's great that we're getting, you know, these franchise properties that are going to, I think, for us as TV viewers and genre fans, we're I always say we live in great times, and it's great to hear, man. I'm excited.
Chris, I mean, we're hearing these reactions. Any of this surprise you? And if not, what of these reactions is standing out to you?
I mean, I'm not too surprised because HBO does do great stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm a person who wasn't a big fan of the final season. I'm one of those. But it does make me very, very happy that everyone was like, I hated the last season. And this is great. That's really great. But it is the pilot episode, right? Is our premiere episode. You got to start out of the gate strong, especially when you're succeeding a show like Game of Thrones that was, part of the cultural zeitgeist. Even people who weren't into fantasy kind of genre stuff were so into this show. And I think what HBO is doing here is really smart with their storytelling of taking fantasy, genre work and making it a lot like their show Succession, right? Making it about familial drama and familial power grabs, because that's intriguing as hell. And then mixing it in with dragons, how could you go wrong? I'm really hoping they don't.
But they did. That the thing is they did that first pilot, and I think that the fact that they were willing to scrap a pilot and not make something that was lackluster.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get a whole season worth of goodness.
Here's
hope
the part
so.
that I love the most about what I'm hearing from this was the couple of the reactions that talked about the fact that this first episode lays out the premise of the show, the context, what the conflicts are going to be. See, because I like that. You remember the first episode of Heroes?
Yep.
By the way, one of the best single seasons of television ever to me was that first season of Heroes. The very first episode. Boom, save the cheerleaders, save the world. The end of that episode shows you what it is they have to try to avoid and stop. A little bit of Umbrella Academy-ish, actually. But what it is they have to try to stop and blah, blah. It's like, you watch that first episode, okay, I know what this show is. I know what this show is about. Let's go. I hate kind of the modern trend we've seen in the last couple of years where, well, you really got to get to episode 7 before you really... It's like, no. You should get me right out of the gate. I should not be obligated to have to watch 4 hours of your show before I even know what's happening, right? So I love hearing this. That first episode out of the gate, boom. This is what the show is. These are the conflicts. Let's go. I love that. I love hearing that. And I hope Lord of the Rings does that too. Because if Lord of the Rings makes us wait till like episode 5 before we even figure out what is it they're trying to stop or what is the cataclysm? Like, I'm going to be dissatisfied.
I mean, I can be honest. They could go full Tolkien and be like, let's describe grass for 3 episodes. And I'd be like, this is beautiful.
Actually, now that you say that, you're right. That is completely Tolkien.
Yeah, I'd
right?
be like,
that's
this is
exactly
amazing.
how Tolkien did it.
No, they would sing the song about grass.
Yes, they would sing a 7-page song.
And I'd be
about
in.
Grass.
I'd be just like,
All right, guys, question is for you. We're hearing these reactions now coming out for the first episode of the House of Dragons. And even from a lot of people who didn't like the way Game of Thrones ended, they're saying this is great. Where's your expectation level? Are you excited for this show? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys, it may be Casual Friday, but we still have some fantastic sponsors that we want to thank, including Peacock and their new show, The Resort. We want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's episode, the new Peacock series, The Resort. In Peacock's must-see new series, there's more than just trouble in paradise. There's a flip phone, a disappearance, and a suspiciously timed hurricane. The Resort, a new Peacock original from the creators of Palm Springs and Mr. Robot, is an unexpected exploration of how love, marriage, and family can be a real trip. When a couple finds an old flip phone in the jungle on an anniversary getaway, they are unknowingly pulled into an unsolved mystery, a bizarre case that went cold 15 years prior when a once-in-a-century storm wiped away all evidence. This journey through the Mayan Riviera will take you from the edge of your seat to the depths of human experience and back again. Starring William Jackson Harper, Kristen Milioti, Luis Gerardo Mendez, and Nick Offerman, The Resort is streaming July 28th only on Peacock. And thank you to our friends at Peacock. I still can't get over that name, but their great new show, The Resort, for sponsoring this episode of the John Campea Show. All right, guys, with that down, let's get to another issue here. I don't understand the world anymore. I don't understand life. You know, a couple of years ago, I was on the Warner Brothers lot. I was kind of being given a little tour of things, being given some behind-the-scenes look at upcoming projects. And I was one of the first people to know about Super Pets. Long time ago. And I remember thinking, why are you doing that? I asked that out loud. Why are you doing this one? This looks dumb.
Wow.
This does not look
You
good.
to ingratiate yourself to the powers that be.
I know, and then we found out The Rock was going to be involved, and that was listen. I love Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I love Kevin Hart, so I get a little bit excited about that, sure. But then I see the trailers, and like not once did I grin. I mean, there might have been one or two little spots in those trailers that made me grin a little bit. I thought, well, this is going to be awful, and I wasn't even going to go see it. But then all the reviews started coming out, and Anne said she wanted to go see it, and the reviews looked fairly positive. And I'm like, all right, fine. So last night, me, Anne, and Ray went to go see Super Pets. Damn it, it's pretty cute. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed I had some really hard laughs in the movie. There were some absolutely adorable and very emotional moments, including like a little, I'm not going to tell you what it was, but there was the context of what happens in it. But, you know, Ace, that's the Kevin Hart dog, Ace recalling how he came to be in a animal shelter. And it's like, you heard sniffles in the theater.
They're all from me. I had like 4 eyes. It sounded like I had 4 eyes and 6 noses.
There was some powerful moments in it. Listen, this is definitely a more silly kind of comedy. I mean, your main villain is a hairless guinea pig. That's your main villain. And it's voiced by Kate McKinnon,
who was awesome.
Perfect.
Kills it. Like, absolutely kills it.
I love her.
Diego Luna, his character, what they call him, Sparks.
Sparks, something like that.
So good. I mean, the pig
pig was cute.
Cute and great. And it's like, I'm watching him like, damn it. I'm gonna have to go on my show and say this is actually pretty good. And it is. I was charmed by it. It had some legitimately emotional moments. Some of the humor was a little bit more adult. Like they make a running, I'm not going to reveal that. But there's something that they do as a running gag that you'll see. I'm not going to reveal what that was. But damn it, I liked Super Pets.
Wow.
I mean, and like some of the laughs are great, like solid laughs. Especially there's a moment where there's a little bit of conflict going on between Superman and Krypto that was just hilarious.
Yeah.
Like we were talking, we got back into the car. We were talking about that moment in the car, like driving home. You know what? It's delightful. Is it going to be a top 10 movie of the year? No. It's a delightful little film, though. I was entertained watching. I probably won't be thinking about it a few months from now. But if I didn't tell you that I came out of the theater with a big smile on my face and having enjoyed myself, I'd be lying. So it was good. Ray, you saw it. You were expecting it to be good.
Well, okay, you could think what you want about live action DC, but I think the animation department needs some respect. I like a lot of their things, whether
the animation was pretty good.
Whether they release in theaters or on HBO Max, a lot of like the Under the Red Hood. I think they deserve a little more respect than they get.
First Wonder Woman movie they did, the animated movie.
Killer. Carrie Russell. Ooh.
Yeah.
So this is going to be some kids out there movie of the year. I know.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
This is all the lines. It's not very adult. A lot of them are corny and cheesy.
There's some very adult
works.
lines, though.
But
There
yeah,
are some
but it works.
very adult lines. In
It
that.
works. There's so many kids in that theater. I just loved hearing all the reactions. The small or the it was
again,
very
that was
cute.
you.
It
That
was
was
a
you.
packed theater. And that was me too. I was like trying to be louder than them. But yeah, I think if you like dogs especially, you should watch this.
John, I have a question for you. You know, we were not impressed with the trailers.
No.
The marketing. Why do you think the trailers didn't accurately reflect the experience of going to see this movie?
Story-wise, I mean, listen, this is a comedy, right? So the goal of the movie is to make you laugh and have a couple of good emotional moments. I get why you don't want to put the heavier emotional moments in it because you need them in context to really get them. So cool. I honestly think whoever the trailer company was that was contracted to make this trailer, they really dropped the ball because the main goal of the movie is to make you laugh, right? It's comedy. And they picked the worst moments to show. Now, you could make the thing and say, oh, they just didn't want to spoil the good jokes. A trailer company don't care about that. Trailer company's job is to get your ass in a movie theater seat. And I think they literally picked the worst moments of the movie to put into the trailers. I really think this is a botched marketing job. I really do. Because this movie could have looked a hell of a lot funnier. It could have looked a hell of a lot funnier. Because it is a funny movie, and I got to give it that. Anyway, guys, question is for you. Did any of you had a chance, oh my God, to see Super Pets? And I can't believe I'm saying it. I thought it was pretty good. Did you see it? What did you think? Have you not seen it? But where's your interest level in seeing it? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. All right, guys. With that down, let's do one last topic here, shall we? And that one last topic is this. So hold the phone. All of a sudden yesterday, my social media and my email just started blowing up. Ben Affleck is in Aquaman 2. I'm like, oh my God. Now, I immediately went and started looking, where's this being said? And everybody's reporting it. I'm like, okay, but where is it coming from? With all these people reporting that Ben Affleck is back, where are they getting that information from? Here's where it came from. Jason Momoa put up a social media post that basically said, Bruce, and let me see if I can find the specific thing that he said. Yeah, here it is. Reunited, Bruce and Arthur. He wrote that. He goes, and then he wrote, love you and miss you, Ben. He wrote that. There's a picture of him and Ben Affleck together. WB Studios tour just explored the back lot, which I go on that tour a lot. All right. Busted on set. All great things coming to Aquaman 2. All my aloha. Right? And, okay, first of all, context. While there is nobody on this planet who wants Henry Cavill back more as Superman, I probably rank in the top 10 somewhere of people on the planet who want more Ben Affleck as Batman. Just context, when everybody on the planet was going, ha, 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 Warner Brothers got Ben Affleck as Batman, John Schnepp and I got online, did a live stream 5 minutes after the announcement and said, y'all are crazy. This is great casting. This is great casting.
And
he is going to be a great Batman. And he is. He is a great Batman. Now, I wasn't as thrilled of the Batman iteration they did in Justice League as I was in Batman versus Superman. That all being said, I think Ben Affleck's a great Batman. You don't have to agree with me, and that's totally cool. I'm just telling you what I feel, right? Sure. So I love Ben. So obviously my adrenaline starts pumping when I see Ben Affleck might be back in Aquaman 2 and all this kind of stuff. But I looked at that post and that Jason Momoa wrote, and I'm like, I want to see it. I don't definitively seeing Jason Momoa saying Ben Affleck is in this movie. I see him saying, hey, Ben, miss you and I love you. And he's got a picture of him and Ben together. And they were on the Warner Brothers lot. Made a little bit of a call. And I got told there's no Aquaman reshoots going on right now. So I put on Twitter, it's like, okay, I need to know what's going on because I'm getting excited here, but I need to know if I need to, because the people are saying it's this, but Momoa's not specifically saying that. Deadline and the Hollywood Reporter, they reached out to Warner Brothers for comment, but Warner Brothers hasn't told them anything. And now I'm hearing they're not shooting Aquaman reshoots right now. What's going on? Then I got contacted by the guy that I quoted and said, listen, you probably shouldn't tweet that because I don't know for sure that they're not shooting. I just didn't think they were shooting reshoots right now. I'm like, well, okay, shit. So I pulled that tweet down. So whatever. All that is to say, I'm not 100% sure that they are, because a bunch of people wrote to me and said, Deadline confirmed it. No, Deadline is just reporting that social media post that Jason will put up. They're not confirming anything. But let's say it's real. Let's say it's real and if it's true.
Of course.
Hey,
Of course.
a joy.
All is, after trying to question reality with the whole Super Pets nonsense, I'm like, everything is right in the world again. Ben Affleck's coming back. And of course, Ben Affleck is going to be in that Flash movie that may never come out. But Ben Affleck, so it's that.
May never.
So he's going to be in that. So if he's going to be this now, the word going around is that if this is real, the word is that Michael Keaton was supposed to be doing a cameo appearance in Aquaman. But that was when The Flash was coming out before Aquaman. Now, Aquaman is coming out before The Flash. So the word going around, and I am not giving any credence to this. I am not confirming this, whatever. I'm just telling you what the word going around is. Whether it's true or not, the word going around is that it made no sense now for Michael Keaton to appear in it. So they reached out to Ben Affleck and said, can we swap you out as Batman for Michael Keaton, because that'll just make more sense since this movie's coming out first. So apparently it's very short. It's just a simple little thing, whatever, nothing to get too excited about, but I don't care.
And he might just be playing Bruce Wayne.
And he probably will just be playing Bruce Wayne. But regardless, anything that keeps Ben in the building. Like, look, I'm
the building.
I'm not, I don't have delusions of grandeur. I know Warner Brothers now is putting their money into Robert Pattinson's Batman, and for good reason. It's still my second favorite movie of the year. It's a fabulous project. I know that is highly to extremely unlikely that Ben Affleck is actually going to have any kind of a future as Batman in the. Listen. I know that. Okay, I know that. Can you just give me fucking this? Can you just give me this? Just let me be happy about this, all right? Just let me be happy about this. Anytime I get to see Ben Affleck on screen as Bruce Wayne, even if it's for a minute or 30 seconds, makes me happy. Again, I don't know if this is actually real or true. So I'm just saying take that with a little bit of a grain of salt. But if it is, it makes me smile, even though I know it doesn't necessarily mean there's any future for it or that it's going to be long. I know. Just give this to me, okay? Anyway, Chris, you hear about this. What do you think?
Oh, speculation's super fun, isn't it? I like it. I'm not mad about it. I'm really cool with having multiple Batmen in this universe, right? Because I want Battinson far away from this universe.
Yeah.
I want him to stay gritty and grounded and all of that. I love having Old Man Wayne with Michael Keaton whenever he can show up in things. And honestly, I liked Batfleck. I enjoyed him. Favorite Cal. I love the shorty, like Frank
Yes,
Miller
Cal.
Cal.
Oh, yeah.
His Cal.
So good.
Listen, look at that outfit.
It's
That
amazing.
outfit is fantastic.
It's so good.
I love the outfit.
I really enjoyed him. I think he got done a little dirty with some of the previous films, right? The Martha moment, him assembling the Justice League, I always felt was a little odd as a Batman move, but Ben sold it. He committed to it, and he played the playboy aspect of Bruce really, really well. So if we get some more Mr. Lopez, I am all for it.
What do you think?
Look,
Thanks, Ray.
man, I love him like you. I love Ben Affleck as Batman.
For those of you who don't know, Ben Affleck just got married to Jennifer Lopez.
Yes.
Try to shoot that in there.
I tweeted, I went and tweeted, I said, if you don't think Ben Affleck is winning at life right now, you've got another thing coming. I mean, and then I also said, please, I would give anything in the world to see Ben Affleck come back and direct that Batman versus Deathstroke movie.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, God, yes.
I mean,
God, yes.
I don't
you know,
understand-
you and I were just talking beforehand about what would we do if we won that $1 billion Mega
Yeah, the
Millions
Mega
lottery
Millions
right
tonight.
now. That I would just go to Warner. I would get on the phone with David's house. David, listen, I'll tell you, you got nothing to lose, man.
Right.
I will give you the $300 million to make this movie.
Yeah.
Just go do it.
I'd
Nothing
do that.
to lose.
I'd do that too. You know, and that way, actually, I would first go make a Star Trek movie, but then I would call David Zack, because wouldn't it be great to have that much money where you could just bankroll a $300 million?
Yeah, that'd be
Batman
pretty
movie?
sweet.
Because then it wouldn't matter. They wouldn't care, and just give it to Ben Affleck. And go, bro, you're directing.
Yep, go make this movie.
Go make this movie, and Joe Manganiello was, and then you'd have a D&D partner for life.
Oh my God. For those of you who don't know, Joe Manganiello runs the best Dungeons and
It's
Dragons
the
game in
D&D.
town.
The only
problem
I
I-
keep-
D&D.
actually, a buddy of mine, Kyle Newman, who I just went to the premiere of his new movie, One Up. He also directed Fanboys and stuff like that. He's been on our show a couple of times. He's been on our panel. But Kyle plays in that game at Joe's house. So I remember, like, for Anne's birthday, because Anne has taken Joe and Kyle to Hasbro and introduced Joe and them to all the actual Wizards of the Coast people who make Dungeons and Dragons and all that kind of stuff. So I reached out and said, hey, listen, I want to arrange for Anne to be able to play one session in Joe's game. Help me out with that. But apparently it was, at the time, it was all shut down because of COVID and everything. But I'm still going to try to get that done. Anyway,
Well,
guys.
if you win tonight,
Well, if we win tonight, there we go. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Look, there's a lot of unverified, unconfirmed information going around out there. But I mean, if it's true, assume it's true. How do you feel about it? I think it sounds great. Whatever your guys' thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave those thoughts there. Okay, guys, we're going to take another second here and thank another sponsor of today's show, the guy who also makes this gin, who
So
makes
good.
aviation gin, which we got a lot of around the office here, Ryan Reynolds and his company, Mint Mobile. Hey guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of this video, Ryan Reynolds, and specifically his delightful company, Mint Mobile. So look, after years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big wireless providers, if we've learned anything, it's that there's always a catch. So when I first heard that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless starting at just $15 a month, I thought, what's the catch? But after talking to them and using their service, it all made sense. There isn't a catch. And guys, this is no joke. I have been using Mint Mobile for months now. And on top of the fact that I'm spending literally about 1/3 every month of what I was spending on my former major carrier, I have discovered no decline in my service. I kept my phone number and I was able to keep my phone. The switch from my old service to Mint Mobile couldn't have been easier and saved me more money. And the best part for anybody who just hates their phone bills is that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. All of their plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. And thank you to Mint Mobile for sponsoring this episode of the John Campea Show. And guys, I'm honestly not kidding. I switched to Mint Mobile like 3 months ago. I am paying like a third of what I was paying before. Didn't have to change my phone number. Didn't have to switch my phone. It's easy. It's great. You save tons of money. Go check them out. And thank you again to them for sponsoring this episode of the show. All right, guys. I forgot to mention that we are now opening up the super chat. So open them on up. So the super chats are now going to be open. If you got a thought, comment, theory, question, opinion, any stuff you want to talk about here, now's the time. Fire it all in. We're going to spend the rest of the show here today just taking your thoughts, comments, theories, and questions. So go ahead and do that now. Now, while the super chats are now open, by the way, we don't leave them open for too terribly long, so make sure you try to get them in fairly quick. So, Ray, what do we got? What do we got from our members first?
Here we go again. Kelly Rhodes writes, what if during the 5-year blip when T'Challa was thought dead, Nakia and or Shuri trained to be the new Black Panther? Love you guys.
Right. So number one, Shuri was blipped too.
Yes.
So that takes that out. Nakia, I mean, it's possible. Again, remember, the Queen wanted Nakia to become the next Black Panther. So that's totally a feasibility and possible. She's one of my top picks. She's one of the ones that makes most sense. Her, M'Baku, and Okoye are the ones who make the most sense. Remember, nothing that's been said in the movies says that to be Black Panther, you have to have royal blood. Because somebody brought up to me that Okoye isn't of royal blood. It's like, that's only to become king.
Well, we know that she wasn't because we saw her in Endgame. You know, she was consulting.
Right, so she didn't become, but that doesn't mean she can't become Black Panther in the new movie.
That's
right.
true.
So there's that. All right, what's next?
Well, hold on. When I went to Target to pick up my glasses yesterday, I saw some new Marvel Legends. They had the new Black Panther ones out.
What?
The only
They did?
one that was on the rack was M'Baku, and that made me sad. Everyone else was gone. So
I'm sure this is going to go.
Well,
By
did
the
you
way,
look at the back of the box to see?
yeah, it's the first time they don't show any of the other figures. I was blown away by that. They usually show everybody, but they don't show
after
anybody.
seeing Black Panther the first time, I came out and said there are two characters in this movie, Shuri and M'Baku, that are like in my top 5 favorite MCU characters now. I actually, Ann and I, we've got a new theater room. So Ann and I just popped on a little bit of the first Black Panther movie last night, just testing one of the
Did
settings.
you watch it in 4K on your PlayStation 5 with the disc?
No.
He streamed it like an adult, Robert.
Yes, that's right. So watching it, and just when it's just that scene on Ascension Day or Throne Day, whatever, Challenge Day, whatever they called it. And they're already saying,
That's every day for
and
me.
everybody's saying that's every day around here. Everybody's saying, the River Tribe will not challenge today. It's like, yeah, and like the mining tribe will not challenge today. And then all he has, hoo-ha, hoo-hoo. Hoo-ha, boom, and out comes M'Baku with that gorilla mask. Hoo-ha, boom, boom. I'm like, this is one of the baddest ass things I've ever seen. I love M'Baku. I love that character. Anyway, okay.
We never would have guessed.
Never would have guessed. I love Winston Duke. All right, what's next?
Okay, Daniel Luna writes, hello guys, fan casting that John didn't ask for. Patrick Fabian from Better Call Saul as Magneto. Every time he's in a scene in that show, he kills it. And John, get that tattoo.
I don't know who he is.
I don't either.
Who does he play in the show?
I don't know because
Yeah.
I've only seen the first
Yeah,
season. But I
man.
did work on a movie that he was
I don't
in.
even know which. I don't know who he plays, so I'm not familiar with it. But okay, I'll keep that in mind. All
I
right.
think one of us needs to get on this show because it's mentioned so much.
Yeah, a lot of people love it. A lot of people love it.
Okay.
All right, what's next?
Justin Welsh writes, Canadian singing postie here.
Nice.
Thanks
man.
to you all for keeping me beautifully entertained as I have been recovering from a torn knee tendon.
Oh.
No.
Thanks, Rob and Ray, for getting me into For All Mankind.
Well, first of all,
Yeah.
Canadian singing postie is like one of our favorite people. Like, dude is and he is what he says. He's a singing postie. He's a great singer. That's got to be like the worst injury you can have if you are if you work for the Postal Service. That
man.
that is rough. So, quick recovery to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. I'm glad we can be along the journey there with you. All right, what's next?
Okay, Justin Munn writes, were Alicia Vikander's boots better or worse than Flash His golden boots.
I was still like, and next, coming up, everybody's what you've been waiting for. We're gonna be talking about the reveal of the golden boots and for Flash season, whatever. I'm like, what has gone wrong with fandom? And don't forget,
Cam
next
Newton.
hour, Cam Newton's hats. Woo! What the fuck happened to fandom? It's like, what's going on? I hope they can recover.
Oh boy.
All right, because the first fandom was so good.
The first one was amazing.
So good.
You know, the pandemic makes you do crazy
strange things. All right,
Okay.
what's next?
Never lose your nerd. This one kind of makes me sad. Love you guys. I was so disappointed with Nope. The ending was so dumb, and people in my theater were laughing. After Get Out, Peel hasn't delivered, in my opinion.
Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't love Nope. I liked it. I mean, again, the parts that sing really sing. The tension building and all that kind of stuff. I just feel like, okay, and I could be way wrong about this, but with Us and with Nope, I feel like Jordan comes up with this a really neat concept, but doesn't think the concept through before he starts writing the script. And then he gets kind of the end of the part that he didn't quite flesh out yet, and he just kind of finishes it. I definitely felt that in Us, and I kind of feel that in Get Out again, or in Nope. It's a great beginning of the idea, but I feel like he never finished his general idea. Okay, how does this start? Where are we at in the middle, and how does this end? Before he sat down and then fleshed it out with the script. And I could be way off on that. Again, I still like the film, but didn't love it.
I also
agree with
think that. Oh,
Oh no, I was going to say there's a lot of great scenes in it that they don't form a cohesive whole for me personally. And I wanted two separate movies. Like the Gordy stuff, I was like, this is interesting as hell. I want this movie separately though.
Yeah, because everybody tries to argue with me, but I'm right. The Gordy thing is you remove all of that from the movie. None of the rest of the movie changes.
Yeah, I get it.
And it's like it was unnecessary. It was really interesting, but it wasn't germane to the movie itself.
I also think there's messaging going on in his films.
Absolutely,
that-
in all of his
a lot.
movies.
But I think that, and I like his messaging, but I think it worked best in Get Out, where the message and the plot worked really well together. Where I thought with Us and Nope, they were sort of battling one another.
Yeah, a bit. All right, what's next?
Okay, Stash Dad Iggy Reyes writes, recommending Where Crawdads Sing. Emotional, makes me want to read the book. Modern day To Kill a Mockingbird. Maybe shave 15 minutes to punch ending.
Wow, is that true?
4
I
out
didn't
of
know.
5.
I
I've
thought
heard
it was.
decent things about it.
I didn't know it was like a. I love To Kill a Mockingbird. I thought it was some romance. I had no idea.
Oh no, there's a murder
No, there's a
involved there
murder-
somewhere.
Yeah, right from the trailers. It's just
Oh,
a
then I'll
big
go.
murder involved.
Okay,
and
I gotta go see it.
whodunit sort of thing. Have you seen it yet, Chris? I know you were interested in it.
I haven't.
Okay. But yeah, I'm hearing decent things about it. So thank you for the recommendation, man. All right, what's next?
All right, I don't know. I'm not sure how to read this, but it's SN77OD. I don't know. Okay, hey crew, would like to ask in the missing slots for Phase 6, do you believe X-Men and Blade or other unannounced movies to be filled? Blade is
no
already
X-Men.
in.
But they already announced Blade. It starts shooting in October.
But
Yeah.
but he's referring to, I guess, missing slots.
So
that
no,
they
here's
showed?
what it is.
Phase
There's the
six.
big graphic of Phase 5, blah, blah, blah. And then when the Phase 6 graphic comes up, there's Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
Kang Dynasty,
It's bookended.
Secret Warp, with a bunch of empty spaces in the middle. That's what they mean by empty slots.
Yep.
So if Blade isn't already listed in the Phase 5 listing, and we know it's going into production soon, then clearly Blade will win. I don't expect X-Men, though. Don't expect that yet. But we will find out at D23 where they are going to drop bombs. His arms are heavy. He's weak. Mom spaghetti. Vomit on a sweater already. Sorry, go back.
2 days in a row.
I got the two phrases
Man.
first. Anyway, all right, what's next?
Okay, Kevin Cow. What's up, Kevin? He says, happy Friday, everyone. Still recovering from SDCC. 25K steps per day.
Wow.
Bought a ton of toys and released a new color of my own figure. Definitely agree with John to move the Hall H stuff to Petco Park, but don't move to Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I understand. I get this a lot. I understand the sentimental attachment to San Diego. I do. I get it. But I think if everybody, even the hardcorest of the San Diego Comic-Con faithful, really take a step back and understand everything will be better. Everything will be better if you moved it to Vegas. It just would be. Bigger convention center, far more hotels, far cheaper hotels, way more places to eat, the better infrastructure, a public transportation system between, also including the cabs and the Ubers that are way more efficiently laid out and run. It's just a city that can handle it. Chris pointed out perfectly the other day, San Diego simply does not have the infrastructure to support an event of this size. They just don't. And you feel it every time you're there. Vegas would just be better in every single way. And I guarantee you, after 1 year in Vegas, everybody going, why didn't we do this years earlier? And I don't know that they're ever going to do it, but they really should. All right, what's next?
Okay, Alexander Kent writes, thoughts on the possibilities the White Wolf, Bucky, could appear in Wakanda forever.
I'd go over 30%.
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of became an adopted child of Wakanda.
Especially if there is indeed a conflict.
Yeah.
With the,
you don't think he'd come, if there was a conflict between the Atlantis and Wakanda, you don't think he would come to their aid?
I think he would.
Yeah.
And I think,
although in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it ended with there being some tension between the Dora Milaje and Bucky, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that would affect it, but I'd still say over 30%.
and I think he might bring Sam with him.
I don't think so. I don't think we're going to see Sam Wilson in this. I hope you're right, though. That would be kind of cool. All right, what's next?
I don't know.
All right, I'll answer this one first, but Big Cookie writes, favorite Pixar movie, I'll say Wall-E, and most recently, Turning Red.
I change all the time.
Yeah.
Between The Incredibles, Ratatouille, Up, Toy Story 3. I just change all the time. They're so brilliant. I just can't. Do you have a de facto favorite one?
A Bug's Life.
Oh, I've never heard somebody
I
put that one.
love A Bug's Life.
Oh,
That was a cute movie.
All right,
Good
Chopper.
one. I love it.
Love it.
I'm always Incredibles because that's what I did my senior thesis paper on was The Incredibles as a rhetorical criticism towards higher education. And I also love
Wow.
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille's so good.
Oh, I still have
I'd
to
read
see
that
that.
paper.
It was a great
Oh, you've
paper.
never
Put
seen
that
Ratatouille?
online.
We did a symposium
Okay,
with it.
first
Put it
thing we're
online.
going to do, once we got the theater room all set up and running in the next couple of days, we are going to sit down and watch Ratatouille. I can't believe you haven't seen Ratatouille. It's
No.
so good.
It's such a you movie.
It's such a Ray movie.
You'll
It is
love
such a Ray
it.
movie. All right, what's next?
That's it. That's
right.
all I got.
Let's move on then to the super chats you guys have been sending in. What do we got up?
All right, we're starting with support. Wanda Blackwell, Kevin Cow, and A Chaps.
Thank you guys,
so much.
just for sending that in. Just
Wanda
to be supportive.
Blackwell's
Thank
a
you.
great name.
That is.
I like that.
That's a character in a movie.
From Ben Rayner, is it true why, if this is true, why wouldn't WB announce this at San Diego Comic-Con? This would have won San Diego Comic-Con for San Diego Comic-Con.
Not really. I mean, look, as you know, splooshing as I am about the idea of Ben Affleck and all that kind of stuff, the reality is it probably is for like one little quick scene. And as somebody, as other people have tried to temper my things like, John, this is probably isn't anything bigger than what his quick appearance in The Flash is going to be. So I get it. I get it. So as while I'm splooshing all over the place about it, I don't expect a lot of other people would be as excited about it. I mean, the headline looks sexy. Ben Affleck to appear as Batman in Aquaman 2. That kind of makes it sound like he's going to be this big character in the movie. No, the movie's shot. It's done. If it's true and he's in it, they're shooting some quick little pickup to have him replace something. So that's not something you make a big deal out of at Hall H. I don't
Yeah,
think.
I agree.
All right, what's next?
From Chef Rigo.
Rigo!
You guys going to WrestleMania?
Where is it again?
It's in LA.
Oh, we'll probably go.
But
yeah.
I guess tickets went on sale. We're not sure yet. We were planning to, right?
Yeah, no,
we still are.
There's no way Ann won't have us go.
Yeah.
So, we're probably going to go to WrestleMania. I think that's probably a good bet. All right, what's next?
From Mike Scott, Peak Cinema. Dom Toretto's power-up ability when hearing his sister yell for help. Example, flying headbutt in Fast 5.
I just, you know what? I look, with all the things that are wrong with Fast 9, and it pains me to say this because I am such a big Vin Diesel fan. Like, I love Vin. I really do. But, I mean, the amount of OP that goes on with Dominic Toretto in these movies is not just ridiculous. It's offensive. But to the point where in Fast 9, when they literally pull a Samson, where he's surrounded by all these operatives and they're coming in and he's got chained up on these walls and he literally, with his bare hands, brings down the pillars holding up the ceiling to literally bring the roof down. I'm like, God, guys, maybe it's time to hang it up. Maybe it's time to hang up this franchise because it's so bad.
Why do you need reality when you have family? I mean,
Reality when you have family. All right, what's next?
from My Comic Planet, James Gunn said he would make an R-rated Scooby-Doo movie if he had the time. Man, could you imagine what that movie would look like? LOL.
There's a lot of humping going on in that movie.
Man.
A lot of. I meant that in a dog sense. There's a lot of humping going on in that movie.
I don't know.
Probably also.
Daphne and Fred are always splitting up together.
Daphne and Velma. I mean, there's your R-rated right there. You know, Shag and Velma, Shag and Daphne. Hey, listen, there's a reason they drive around in that van. There's a reason they drive around in that van. That's all I'm going to say. So, yeah.
I hate to interrupt and put you on the spot, but movie club. Someone asked about movie club. 2 or 3 people. Are we still doing one next week? And
we're going to do one next week. We haven't come up with which movie's going to be yet, but we're going to do a movie club on Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated.
All right. What's next?
From Josh Becker, I saw Vengeance and it was pretty good. BJ Novak's directorial debut, and he also wrote and stars in it with Dove Cameron and Ashton Kutcher.
You know, our friend Scott Mance saw it. He loved it.
Yeah, he did love it.
He loved it. And you know, listen.
Not since La La Land has Scott loved a movie so much.
Oh, man.
That's I don't know if there's anything he loves as much as La La Land.
There
But
is.
Not sure why.
Star Trek and Beatles.
BJ Novak is actually really bright.
He's great.
I'm very, very fascinated to see this, and it's cool hearing the positive reviews.
He has a really excellent short story compilation. I think called like One More Thing or something like that. It's great.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot
really
about
good.
that.
It was really, really good stuff.
All right, what's next?
Suthius. In the She-Hulk featurette, Wong is on a stage while fighting those winged creatures. At the bottom of the stage, there's a poster of a man with the name Johnny Blaze. Is Feige finally teasing him?
No, listen, there's the thing. Feige has often throughout the movies put little Easter eggs and teas and stuff like that. 95% of the time, it's like, that's it. He's confirmed that he's bringing. No. Listen, do I believe at some point Ghost Rider is going to be in, at least adjacent to the MCU? Absolutely, someday. But was that little poster thing meant to be? This is a foreshadowing that one of those empty slots for Phase 6. No. It's just a fun little Easter egg. He plants them all the time. All right, what's next?
From Ulatan. So the segment discussing who will be on the next Avenger roster. How about White Vision? Will he be an Avenger? Thunderbolts? Both? Neither?
I don't think Thunderbolts at all. So I personally take that off the shelf. White Vision, they have not so much as referenced him so far.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, we've got 2 years between now and the next Avengers movie, so there's more they can do. I'm going to guess no, but I don't think we've seen the last of White Vision. But right now, I don't think White Vision is going to be part of the new Avengers. But again, I retain the right to revise that once we get more information and see what was happening in the MCU. What do you think, Rob?
I think he's going to come back at some point. I also think regular Vision's going to come back probably as a villain.
Ooh.
I mean, that kind of fits in with.
Can you imagine Wanda and
past.
Vision as villains?
Could be.
That's bad news for the
I
world.
mean, especially during Secret Wars.
Ooh,
So you're
that's
saying Vision
intriguing.
gets repaired?
What's that?
You're saying Vision gets repaired?
Yes.
Okay.
Could be. All right, what's next?
From Sujaran. Saw Everything Everywhere All at Once yesterday. What the fuck was that? The true multiverse of madness.
It's again, it is the best movie of the year so far. To
So
me,
good.
So
in order. It is Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Batman, and to me, The Northman. That's the top 3 movies of the year so far.
And the 4K disc is packed with special features.
I'm sure it is. All right, what's next?
From Jerome. Finished any shows lately?
I can't remember.
Finish any?
I don't even know if I've started any.
I finished
Oh,
For All Mankind season 3.
I finished Umbrella Academy.
Oh, big
What'd you
shot.
think?
Love the season. Didn't like the way they ended it.
Okay.
But overall, love the season.
That's fair.
Love the season. Didn't like the way they ended it.
I
though.
got up to episode 4 on Light and Magic last night.
Ooh, yeah, I got to start. And
Four, wow.
How great is that show?
4 hour of dude. I wish I watched this when I was like what 13, 14.
Oh. And
you haven't
Because
even
it's so
seen Star Wars.
inspirational about how they started everything. It's like
Yeah.
I want to do this.
The
can't wait to watch it.
end of episode 1 where George Lucas says, "I wasn't happy."
all right.
I'm not happy.
And so I got to watch that and Harley.
Harley Quinn.
Harley's back on. Apparently they dropped the first 3 episodes.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm very excited. All right, what's next?
From Ron H. This chat had to do it, huh? First it was bro, now it's Wong. But when in Rome, the John Campea Show blows my mind because you're all so wonderful. Thanks, and bring on the filthy.
Oh,
What was the one yesterday that I really liked?
To Wong Fu.
Well, we definitely left it to
Wong
Fu.
Con-
Oh, yeah, and then
Forever.
the two Wong Fu.
Wong Conda Forever is the one that I really liked yesterday. There were some pretty damn good ones. Thanks for
Yeah.
that, Ron. I appreciate that, man. All right, what's next?
From Grubby Don't Play. Any interest in Ron Howard's 13 Lives? I'm seeing it tonight at AMC. Currently has an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. I love disaster movies, so I'm excited.
It
Love
looks
Groovy.
great. I mean, it looks really good about the rescue of the soccer
Oh,
team.
Yeah.
okay.
I was not aware of any screenings for it.
Yeah, I didn't know it opened today.
And I
I'd
was
go see
actually
it.
talking to a friend of mine who also got had obviously some people have seen it because there's an RT rating, but I mean, I think they kept it pretty close to the vest. So anything that Ron Howard does, I'll always be interested in.
And what sucks about that movie, I saw the Disney Plus, the real doc on it. And it feels like I can't go to a movie now because I've already, that was a good documentary to me.
All right,
don't
what's
know.
next?
From Ahmed. Blackbird pilot was awesome. Aaron is great.
Our friend Scott, one of our business associates, they said you gotta watch.
I'm caught up. I'm waiting for episode 5 to drop.
It's on Apple Plus, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they've only released 4 episodes.
I'm excited
All right.
to catch up on that.
Yeah, I got to get caught up on that. Damn, there's a lot I got to watch.
It's really good, and it's based on a true story.
If
Taron
only you had a
Egerton-
room to watch all those.
Taron
movies.
Egerton
Yeah.
is so
If
good.
only
I
you
mean,
did.
If only I had a
Wolverine, man.
dedicated theater room that I could sit down and watch.
Adjacent
all
to
this
another
stuff.
room that's
If only.
dedicated to-
You know, we don't. You know why it's not up and running yet? Well, it's not a fully operational battle station yet.
Why?
We don't have a couch in it yet. We're just
Right.
waiting.
Are you
we're-
getting that one, though?
Get those
I
massive
think we're
bean
gonna get
bags.
that one.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, so I showed them the couch that we're gonna get. It's basically a hyped up. It's a sofa that's basically a massive, oversized king size bed.
It's the bed that Charlie Bucket's grandparents slept in their living room. It is a Willy Wonka grandparent bed.
Why am I saying that?
It's a great sofa, the one Ann found. So maybe, just maybe. All right, what's next?
From Tochi Victor. Did you hear about Golden Globes changing ownership?
Yeah, Golden Globes is now a for-profit organization that is now officially owned by the guy who was the chairman of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. I think Golden Globes are dead. I think that it's a non-issue, but I will at least say this: it'll be with such a massive change. It will be interesting to see how the industry responds to it, what they're able to do. It does. Listen, now being under private ownership, there are some advantages to that. That's going to give them some flexibility to do some things. So, I think the Golden Globes are dead, but it'll be interesting to see over the next little while to see what kind of impact this has. All right, what's next?
From David Crabtree. There are reports about tentative plans for a biopic about the inventor of cement, but there's
Nice.
nothing concrete.
You know, David Crabtree is a longtime watcher of this show.
Yes, he is.
And he's done some great fan art of you and I.
Yes, he has, yeah.
He's also working on his own comic for mechanical, like Transformers-esque robots. That said, don't ever write things like that to us.
But I will
So
say-
much hype and love. And then, no. No.
It does touch me in my heart because, of course, I spent many years working in construction. So a good concrete joke now and again, road construction specifically.
And, you know, to be honest, I'm having a concrete slab poured at my house today so we can finally set up our storage shed.
Ooh,
'Cause we haven't had
You got to
it
get
on-
that base put
You
down
got to get
there,
the base put down, and we haven't had that.
I've got a house. I've got a movie room. Aren't you all so fancy?
Yeah. All right, what's next?
I have AC now.
I have AC.
Never lose your nerd.
I got comic books on my driveway. They have to go somewhere.
Okay, that's fair.
Come on.
I'm so excited for House of the Dragon. It's based on Fire and Blood, which George Martin wrote, so the source material is there. Should be a great show.
I mean, look, the source material is great, therefore it'll be great. No, we've seen that not work out. Many. Just because source material is good does not mean its iteration or its manifestation turns out to be good. But more importantly than that, George Martin is actually involved in the show. So that is what gives me a little bit. But then again, it's really all about the people telling the story. Do they tell a good story or not? Just because you have good source material does not mean you're going to get a good show or movie.
Do you have a book off the top of your head that you thought was great and then the movie just turned out to be not?
The first one that jumps to mind whenever I think about that is the Da Vinci Code.
So I think about Congo.
Oh,
Crichton
right.
wrote.
Yes.
I was really excited about Congo, and Frank Marshall
the
directed
same guy
it.
who isn't the same
Jurassic-
guy who wrote the Jurassic Park?
Yeah, it's Michael
Yeah,
Crichton. And boy, It wasn't good.
No, sir, it was not. That was a very forgettable movie. That's going to come up on a best movie, worst movie sometime. By the way, the newest episode of Best Movie, Worst Movie is now up. We did ours on the best and worst movies of Chris Evans. So go and check that out to see what our picks were.
And by the way, our friend Cliff Stevenson said I stole my favorite Chris Evans movie from him because he was going to put it up as one of his disaster movies. And I'm like, totally different things. I did not steal it from Cliff.
All right, what's next?
From Pelican Mike. With Phase 6 ending the multiverse saga, do you think Phase 7 could start the mutant saga? I don't think we'll get X-Men until then.
I mean, yes. Yeah, I mean, right. That just seems to make sense. They're obviously with Ms. Marvel. They just basically started planting a seed that mutants exist. So there's that. Again, I think Kevin Feige probably had phases 4, 5, and 6 already planned out and charted out in his head before he knew that they got the rights to the X-Men. So I think look, could it come before then? Yes. Is it reasonable to expect that it'll probably come after that? I think it's reasonable to expect that. So we'll see, though. Lots to find out, years to go. All right, what's next?
From Hayden Wilson. What do you call Batman who skips church? Christian Bale. I like that one.
Okay.
Ray loved that one. Ray's dying over there. I'll
love it.
I will bequeath upon that one the drum shot. That was pretty good.
Bale is like,
It gets funnier the more you explain it, right? That's how all jokes work.
All right, what's next? It's funnier the more you.
From Andy with a $20 super chat.
Oh, thank you, Andy.
Thanks, Andy. One of two. I was going to recap Sunday's Riverdale episode, but so much happened, so here's my main takeaway. All literal. Oh, God. Archie brings a bat to fight an immortal sorcerer, Percival, who brings a mace made in Asgard. Yes,
my
that
God.
place exists.
Oh, no.
Archie.
As we go through.
Oh, there we go.
is this a river?
Archie is somehow winning. Percival sends a comet towards Earth to
What?
cause an extinction event before Satan claims his soul. This is only 5% of the episode, and yet it's nowhere near as ridiculous as the other 95%.
Okay, so here's the thing.
The writers are just trolling now because they know it's over.
Yeah.
Last Friday, Ann and I and our friends Kat and Kevin. Kevin's actually in Grey's Anatomy. But Kat and Ann have been friends since college. We went to Universal Studios City Walk, and before we went into the park, we sat down, had lunch, and Kat is one of those people who watched the first season of Riverdale, but never saw anything after that.
Oh.
Never heard anything after that. And so we started to explain. Was it Alan that sent that in?
Andy. Andy's our Riverdale guy.
We started to explain to Kat all the things that Andy's been telling us about that is now happening in Riverdale. And the look on her face, she goes, "You're lying. What? No, that's not what this show's about. There's nothing like this." It's like, no, apparently Satan's there and they all have superpowers and they're banging each other based on who's invulnerable. And like, it's just all that we explain all of them. Like, she was just completely flabbergasted. It was insane. I'm so glad I don't watch this show.
It's taken such, not even a hard right turn. It was just like, fuck everything we've built. Let's just do whatever we want. There has to be so much
The
cocaine in
audacity
there.
of that. The writers must be just having
It has to be so
much
fun to be writing that
So
show.
much fun.
Hey, you know what? We're canceled. Nothing matters.
Yeah.
Write whatever you want. Go for it. All right, what's next?
From Sin Vendetta, sending in almost $20
Oh,
super
thank
chat.
you, Sin Vendetta.
This Sunday, July 31st, will be Harry Potter's 42nd birthday.
Wow.
And as a big Potterhead, this Hufflepuff will be celebrating by taking the WB studio tour in Hollywood. Never taken it before. Have any of you taken it?
I've taken the WB studio tour a couple times. Listen, every studio tour, I love the Universal Studio Tour. It's a lot of fun. The WB one is great. Definitely take those. It's funny because all the Harry Potters are coming off of HBO Max here soon. So they'll return someday. And like, I think the Hollywood Reporter did an article about where you can find each of the movies after they come down off of HBO Max, because that's going to be
Putting it on 4K, like on HBO Max. Now they're taking it down.
There's pre-existing rights there were pre-existing licensing deals that were in existence that a certain place could have them for so long after such and such a date. They'll eventually all go back to HBO.
They're not back up there around Christmas time. I will lose it.
They probably won't be there by Christmas. I know
Why do you hate me, HBO? I'm a Slytherin. Don't you mess with me.
This is coming into this. Physical media. Look at it.
You know what? I mean, Jonathan, you know me. You complete me.
But they will be
true.
available. Every single one of them will be available.
In
It
a
just won't be at
beautiful
HBO Max.
4K box set,
I
all
don't
8
want it that
movies
way.
right before you.
What,
All right.
what do you want?
What's
And they're putting
next?
out the reunion special on disc too.
From Raymond Verrata, I want a Batman versus Deathstroke playing D&D.
Oh, that would be fun.
Be good.
I'd be down for that. By the way, I'm going to save that. I'll save that one for later. Okay, what's next?
From Bailey Fuller, have you seen On the Count of Three? Sad, but funny as fuck.
I've never even heard of it.
I don't know what that is.
No idea what that is. All right, what's next?
Oh, can we scroll up? There we go. Sang Pagar, 2 episodes in and loving Light and Magic.
Yeah, again, everybody's saying it's great. I know when I first saw the trailer, we gushed about saying this is the kind of content I want to see on Disney Plus. I was very, very excited about. Cannot wait. Everybody says it's great. Rob's saying it's great. Ray's saying it's great. I got to get caught up on that. All right, what's next?
From Peter Cunnington, Everything Everywhere All at Once be re-released.
Yeah, they're going to re-release in theaters Everything Everywhere All at Once. I don't expect it to do much, but again, if you get a chance, go see it. It is, in my opinion, the best movie of the year. So go and try to watch that thing. It's
Now with
bonkers
even
good.
more multiverse.
Went out with even more multiverse. All right, what's next?
From Jermaine King, this is usually when I tell Rob how cool his shirt is, and when I praise Chris, and when I brag on how awesome Ray is. But this super chat is in honor of John's new 150-inch TV. Congrats!
Yeah, now it's not a TV. A company, and I'll talk about this more once everything's all set up, but a company made this new like $5,000, what's called a short throw projector, which is a projector that you literally put right up against the wall. And what it does is instead of setting it away from the screen and it projects on the screen, you put it right up against the screen and it shoots its laser out like this straight up and it fills your screen. And I bought a separate screen. We mounted it, tested it the other day. I put some pictures of it up on my Twitter. It's looking pretty good. We haven't got it calibrated or anything yet, and it's looking pretty good. So I'm very excited. So just to be clear, I didn't run out and buy a $5,000 projector. They sent that to me to review, and they're letting me keep it, which is great. So I'm going to do a full review of it once we actually got it up and put it through its paces. But yeah, thank you. It is the old studio, the studio where we used to shoot the John Campea Show. Now that we moved in here, we're trying to figure out what do we do with this garage. Theater room. So we're setting that all up. So thank you for that. I appreciate that.
I'm still sad it's not a breakdancing room.
Yeah, we thought about it, just lining the whole floor with linoleum and cardboard and just turning into a
It
big
would have been great.
pop and lock, baby. Pop and lock. All right, what's next?
From Drama 8. Hello, all. What are your thoughts on the new AMC Plus 6-episode limited series on Rick Grimes and Michonne from Walking Dead coming out next year? Bring on the mozzarella sticks with marinara sauce. OMG.
Okay, I don't understand this at all. I like, wait, so AMC, is it not already like a paid service you need to watch? And now there's AMC Plus? I'm saying I haven't read up on it, so I don't understand how they relate to each other.
Okay, and when you have cable, okay, like there's like the lower tier level where you get the basic channels. Usually AMC is the second one that you move up to where you get 14 extra channels, and one of them includes AMC. But mozzarella sticks, let's go back to that. That sounds amazing.
Let's go back to mozzarella sticks. I want to revisit this.
When Ray has the munchies and I have to mute our mics and then I forget we're muted.
Can I mention something? I don't know why
love
Ray
you people.
eats during the show. So he's chewing on it right now.
I'm so hungry. I'm sorry.
So I'm going to say something a little controversial, and I've been this way since my high school days. Mozzarella sticks, I do not have marinara sauce. Sour cream.
Okay, what's next?
Sour. Trust
Yeah,
me.
dude, what's up with that?
Trust me.
You
What kind of
are.
an Italian are you?
Trust
Seriously.
me. Instead of marinara, next time you get mozza sticks, instead of marinara, trust me. Try this.
No trust.
Expand your horizons. Just the tip. Just order instead a little side
It's happening.
of sour cream and just dip a little bit on that and try it. You won't go back. There it is.
Man,
You
there's a lot of
won't-
things I'll put in my mouth, but that's
you
not one of
won't
them.
go back.
Oh my God, Rob.
I'm more discerning.
What?
You get it too.
I'm telling you, you won't go back.
How dare you
How very dare
besmirch
you.
the name of pineapple on pizza and then
Ugh.
do that to a mozzarella stick? Your ancestors are
Trust
just
me.
spinning in their graves.
Trust me.
Trust me,
Trust
bro.
me. Try it. It was an Italian that got me to try it for the first time, and I have never gone back since. And the wait staff always does look at me. I say, hey, instead of the marinara, can you give me a side of sour cream? They go, really? I'm like, yeah. It's like, okay. But sometimes I get a lot of people asking for that. Trust me, try it. Just try it. Expand your horizon.
maybe-
And you eat at that restaurant.
Maybe.
Maybe. You may find your new favorite snack. All right, what's next?
From James Hoffman, Harley Quinn season 3 dropped first 3 episodes. Did you guys watch it? And what did you think?
Not yet, but you know me, James. I love that show. So I'm very excited about I didn't even know it dropped. Somebody mentioned that drop. I'm like, wait, it's already online. So sometime in the next 48 hours, definitely this weekend, I'm going to be checking that out. 100% for sure. Love that show.
Nice.
All right, what's next?
From James Hoffman. Oh, that's the one I just did. Irene Jobson, more love.
Oh, thank you,
Irene.
Irene. Always love more love. More love is always more. More is always better.
More is more when it comes to love.
More
it
is
is.
When it comes to
more.
love, more is always better. All right, what's next?
From Mike Scott, I want Aladdin 2 already. Really enjoyed the first.
Again, I have no proof of this, but I completely believe, and I'm going to need somebody at Disney to tell me otherwise. I completely believe the reason that they are now doing a live action remake of the Hercules animated movie instead of Aladdin 2 is because of the Will Smith situation. And I believe I still believe they're going to do it. They're just going to wait for that. They're going to give that more time to blow over and simmer down.
He dropped an apology video.
I did. I saw that he did it. I didn't watch it.
It's
Oh, I
good.
did. It's very nice.
Yeah.
It is. And you know what? I love Will Smith.
So do I.
And he made a mistake. I want to see more Will Smith movies.
We
When
will.
did he drop a video?
This morning.
He just said
Morning.
that. Oh, when did he drop? Yeah, this morning or last night.
I saw it this
Listen,
morning.
again, with the Will Smith, what he did is there's no excuse for it, and there needed to be repercussions for it, but not end his career repercussions. Like, it's not like he went up there, like, punched Chris Rock in the mouth, dropped him, and then got into full mount and started dropping elbows on him. I mean, that
Right.
he gave him smack. And yes, it's inexcusable. There needed to be repercussions, and there have been. And I get that Disney wanted to delay this come out, but they will do Aladdin 2 at some point. They're just going to give it a little bit more time to die down. And because I love that Aladdin movie. And I went to the theaters like 3 or 4 times to go watch it.
It was so cute.
It's not as good as the original animated one, but it's really great. I had a great time with it. All right, what's next?
From Phil Moser. Speaking of fantasy TV, have you guys seen his Dark Materials? The show has been pretty clunky so far, but I'm still excited to see what they do with the final book season later this year.
I started into
Same.
it and it just, I'm like, meh.
Yeah.
And I kind of fell off of it. I know, Chris?
Same here. It couldn't grab me. And I love that actress, right? I think she was so great as X-23. And then I saw this and went,
I like the books so much too, and they've now let me down twice with adaptations.
yeah.
Not good.
All right, what's next?
From Scotty Hale. Thank you for introducing Harley Quinn. I just started, was sold after the Bar Mitzvah episode.
Damn right.
What do you think of season 3? It started yesterday.
Again, haven't started into season 3 yet. The Bar Mitzvah episode is pretty. Listen, I don't think there's a single episode that I've gone, that one was subpar. Every episode made me laugh my guts out. And I don't care what anybody says, the Harley Ivy romance is, I think, the best romance on television. I really do. I think it's great. It just right from episode 1. Right from episode 1. Right. First of all, the scene on the boat when Harley and the Joker start killing all those billionaires, right? That's great. But a little bit later on, I knew I was going to love this show when Harley goes to confront Joker and Ivy's there to support her. And somehow Joker woos her and she jumps into his arms and they start making out. And she turns to Ivy and she says, you might want to leave. Things are about to get really nasty or something. Things are about to get really weird or whatever in here. So, I mean, I'm just like, this show is so smart and it's just so, it's quick-witted and I just love it. I cannot wait to watch more of it. All right, what's next?
From Genevieve sending in a $20 super chat.
Thank you,
so much,
Genevieve.
Hi, love the show.
Thank you.
Have you guys ever watched Korean media aside from Squid Game and Parasite? Netflix is a gold mine. My favorite show is Kingdom, a period political zombie thriller. Everything about it is amazing.
Yeah, we've actually talked a bunch about Kingdom on this show. Like, Kingdom is one that really, like, I'll be honest with you, the premise of it at first didn't get me, but a friend of ours, Corey, said, you got to watch this show, Kingdom. And this was going back a couple of years now. And that's when we got on it. I'm like, wow, it's really quite good. Because I'm over the zombie genre. So I will check out all the new stuff that comes out, but it's got to do something that really catches me. Like, I'll be honest with you, the one about the school, All of Us Are Dead.
All of it. Yeah.
I honestly, everybody raved about it. I honestly didn't think it was
Have you
that
seen
great.
Train to Busan?
Yeah, I liked to see Train to Busan.
Train to Busan's great.
That's one of the ones that I really liked.
I didn't love the sequel Peninsula, but I like it's. But you know, the Koreans have been killing it when it comes to like action spy thrillers and cop thrillers and also horror. There's a movie called I Saw the Devil that you have to watch. It's great.
But just to wrap up on Kingdom, yeah, Kingdom's great. If you get, there's like 4 shows on Netflix, I think, called Kingdom. This is the one that's kind of the period piece zombie thing. It's really quite good.
really
You should
good.
give it a shot. All right, what's next? Thank you again, Genevieve.
From Quality Not Included, Rob, make Batman Beyond with that 300 mil.
Oh, guaranteed. You know, after we make, of course,
So are you?
the Ben Affleck Batman movie.
So is this one of those Richard Pryor Boosters Millions where you try to waste a whole bunch of hundreds of millions of dollars on
You know
purpose?
what? One
They try
day
to
the
burn it,
Batman
that just
Beyond
disappears.
team is going to be vindicated.
Yes.
We will be vindicated. And you know what? You're going to go to the movie and you're going to come out just like Super Pets. You're going to be like,
Coming out of my empty theater.
you guys,
Your packed theater. Packed to
Coming out of
the
my empty
gills.
theater.
huge audience for Batman Beyond.
No, there's
Now that you mention it,
yeah,
John-
absolutely.
No way.
Yeah, monsters,
Yes, there
huge.
is.
Yeah, huge numbers. Can't wait to see it.
One day.
With the dozens and dozens of people around
One
the
day you're
world
going to
clamoring
beg to
see
be
it.
part of the Batman Beyond crew. And we might, maybe,
Maybe. Just maybe.
we'll let you join.
Yes, all right, the dozens and dozens of fans around the world. All right,
The billions and billions.
Wow. Have you seen the Batman Beyond hot toy? It is dope.
It is.
oh,
pretty
hey, no,
wonderful.
it looks awesome.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. Yep, absolutely. You know what else looks awesome? The Morbius hot toy. The Morbius hot toy. You got to admit, it does look awesome. The Morbius hot toy
No, it does.
looks
It does.
awesome.
And they got Jared Leto to talk about it.
Did they?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
He
That's
did a little snippet.
that's pretty cool.
And people are like, I have to say, it is really cool. And if you're a Marvel fan, Morbius, you can have it and just
Yeah.
pretend there was no movie.
Yeah, that's exactly it, right? Just pretend the movie doesn't exist and have this awesome looking
great
hot
hot
toy.
toy, though.
All right, what's next?
From Andy, DC League of Super Pets is much better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Did you guys also watch the mid-credit scene and the funny post-credit scene?
Wait a second. There's 2? We missed the last one.
We missed the last one.
Oh.
Yep, I didn't know there was a post credit. So we saw the mid credit one. It was clever. The mid credit one was clever.
Yeah.
But we did not see the last one.
Yeah,
no.
well, I have to read about it or something.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll look it up. All right, thanks. And yes, it was better than I thought it would be. It was absolutely better than I thought it would be. All right, what's next?
Mr. Holbrook, what was your thought on the Hulu Mike trailer and the John Boyega new movie Breaking?
I'm not familiar with either.
Oh, the John Boyega movie looks incredible. It's about a guy who takes over a bank, kind of like Dog Day Afternoon, the Al Pacino film. He, like, his acting is, well, at least in the trailer, is next level. It looks really, really good. And I don't know if he's a vet he needs money for an operation. I don't remember, but the trailer's great.
I listen.
He looks
Boyega,
fantastic.
Boyega has shown, like of course, his big breakout was Attack the Block, right? Which honestly, I think is overrated. I think Attack the Block's a little bit overrated, but he kind of showed he could be a star.
Yeah.
And he has shown in a lot of stuff, whether it's Detroit or other things, like he's got it. Like he has it. So
And this is his showcase role. I mean, he's front and center probably the whole movie.
Yes.
all right.
He looks great in it. Like, really, really good.
Okay, what's next?
From Jay sending in a $20 super chat.
Thank you, Jay.
After the Marvel panel at San Diego Comic-Con, I was surprised to see no Disney Plus shows slated for Phase 6. Do you think there'll be any TV shows for Phase 6? If yes, what properties do you think will have a show for Phase 6?
Well, no idea what those shows would be, but I mean, because like I was at the last D23 and they dropped like, oh my God, like shows that we never thought they were going to do. They dropped Moon Knight, they dropped She-Hulk, they dropped Ms. Marvel. I mean, like all shows we never really thought they would do. So which shows? No idea.
Puck.
Will there be them in there? Absolutely, there will be a couple shows.
I think you're absolutely right because remember, those shows are only on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So they've saved them for D23.
Yeah, they save them for D23. Yeah, and it'll be again, there are going to be bombs dropped at D23. I'm very, very excited about. The last one was insane, so I can't wait to see this one. All right,
Give
what's
me
next?
Beta Ray Bill, you cowards.
You know what? I wouldn't doubt if he's coming.
I want it so bad. Dad, dude, Jixie. That get you?
No,
okay,
I
it's
just
like-
wanted the upcoming question.
Oh, Dad, dude, Jixie. Hey guys, just wanted to send some love and support. The show has become a part of my daily routine. P.S. Thanks for the amazing answer to my 4-parter in the mailbag, Rob.
Oh, well, thank you. You know what? It was your question that inspired the answer.
I was about to say, do you remember which question was? But that was a
That was
great
wonderful.
diplomatic answer.
Yeah.
That was
So
a
well done.
fabulous diplomatic answer. Well answered. Well said. I like that.
I
It
love
was
it.
your question that inspired the answer.
From-
I got to remember that. That's great. All right, what's next?
From Luis Enrique de la Pena, John, did you eat a brownie with something inside?
Not today, but a little quick story. So a little known fact about me, substances don't affect me the same way they affect a lot of people. I won't go into the history of it or anything, but we had a party at our place one night and Ray was there and our friend brought over some special brownies, right? And
I didn't know. Hold on. Let me speak my part.
no.
I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know.
he didn't
Sweet
know.
Ray.
I didn't know
Tasted
either.
good.
Right? So I didn't know either. So they literally took these brownies and they cut them into quarters. And our friend Corey and Ray had one. And come back downstairs to my living room, and Ray and Corey are both on the couch like, wait, what show they should totally
Yeah,
make?
man. For all mankind, I was there.
I mean, it was whatever. And I'm like, and Ann was like, I said, what got into them? She goes, it's the brownies. They both had a full quarter of one. And I literally had one in my hand. And she said, how many of you had it? I said, I've had 4 of these. But it was funny saying,
Absorption that you have in your body that denies anything.
I mean, it's so, but it was something, but no,
The gauntlet has been thrown, ladies
I have
and
not,
gentlemen.
but I'm telling you, try sour cream with
Oh
matzo
my
stick.
God,
You won't go
man.
back. I'm telling you,
Are you
won't
just
go
always
back.
high? Is that the issue? How do you know you're sober, John?
That's my secret. I'm always angry. I'm always high. 24/7. No, I'm telling you, you won't go back. Mark my words. All right, what's next?
From Jesse Price, hey Rob, Blackbird is amazing.
It is. It's really, really good. I mean, and Taron Egerton's
I was
great.
going to say, everybody's saying Taron Egerton was really, really good.
He's great. I keep saying Egerton as a Joel. It's Egerton. You're right.
All right, what's
Joel
next?
Egerton, Taron Egerton.
Just remember Eggsy.
Egerton. There you go.
Suthius, my entire family is gone. Could be a flashback.
Could be like it
Yeah.
could be post snap because obviously her husband is dead by that time. Chadwick got snapped, she got snapped, so it could be a flashback, or it could be from the movie that at some point in this movie Shuri dies as well. So I don't know. We will have
the
to wait
ending, yeah.
and see. That's such a great trailer. Such a fabulous trailer. All right, what's next?
From Alan Gonzalez, hey John, give Goku a chance. Start from Dragon Ball when he's a kid, then go to Dragon Ball Z. You don't have
I
to.
gave Dragon Ball a chance 15, 16,
Yeah.
17 years ago. My buddy David Zebart brought me, said, okay, you got to try Dragon Ball. He was a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. You got to try it. And we literally spent the whole afternoon. We ordered some pizza, had some drinks, watched hours of Dragon Ball Z. And I was like, yep, this isn't for me. And listen, I'm not shit talking it at all. I'm just saying it wasn't for me. No big deal. There's a lot of great things that aren't for everybody. And there are some things that I like that not everybody else likes. And Dragon Ball Z is just one of those things that didn't click with me.
There's a
That
new
is-
Dragon Ball movie coming out pretty soon, or if it's coming out.
There's a new
here.
Dragon Ball movie coming out pretty soon every day.
Super or something like that. Well, I mean, in
Super Bowl.
theaters.
Yeah,
right?
but you've never seen power levels like this.
Over
I mean,
9,000.
I was about to say, let me guess. So I'm going to look into the future and say, at some point, someone's going to say, these are power levels we've never seen before, right? Because that happens in every fucking episode. That is like,
why-
at some point, there's always a bunch of characters looking agog and aghast, like, oh, we've never seen power that high before. It's like every single
But
time.
it's true.
But it's true.
We've never seen it before.
All right,
The
what's
Z
next?
Kai cut is a little better because it's a little edited, but yeah, I'm with you. Jin the Jedi. Over under 30%, we see Old Man Steve at T'Challa's funeral.
That would be cool. I haven't even heard. That's the first time I've heard anyone say something like that.
Yeah.
That's
Like
At
Old Man
whose
Steve
funeral?
Rogers.
Oh, yeah.
because they had a lot of respect for each other. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna say under 30 because 30 is pretty high, but I would not say 0 on that. I would take over 5.
I think so too, because they want to remind us that Old Man Steve is still in the MCU.
I'll
thought he
be
was on
done
the
at
moon.
that moment.
I bet you. I actually do believe he's on the moon. I actually really do think he's on the moon.
He's like John Hurt in Contact. He's in orbit.
Yep.
because he's old.
Something like that. I don't know. All right. What's next?
From Calvin Severo Panho. Hello, crew. Chris, I was thinking, yes, Bernard Cribben's last role will be in the Doctor Who 60th anniversary. So is it kind of poetic? Also, Rob, have you seen Dan Murrell's hour-long video shitting on Picard season 2? It's fantastica. Yeah, I think that'll be really sweet that he's in that 60th anniversary episode. Ron Cribbins was wonderful. Obviously, was very, very close to David Tennant. 2 of his children are named after Bernard and his character, so I think that'll be lovely to see him in that.
Dan Murrell and I park our shuttlecrafts in the same shuttle bay when it comes to Picard, and I have to say he's a very intelligent man, a great reviewer, and that video was gorgeous. I woke up this morning, I'm like, oh yes. It was great.
Because of the video?
But I do want to point out, the biggest turnaround perhaps in television history that I've ever seen is the 3rd season of Picard compared to seasons 1 and 2.
Because you have seen Picard season 3.
Well, I can't say that remember, I'm not saying whether I saw it, read it, experienced it, perhaps it was virtual reality.
Got it. 100% got it. All right, what's next?
From Matt Sanders, if Ben is coming back, then The Flash might be shelved. Shelved?
Shell.
You're adorable, Matt. Shelved.
It never existed in the first place. No.
Flash have a super pet?
I can't. I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, we can't.
Don't want to spoil anything. No, they're not shelving. No, Ben doing one scene in this is not. No, they're Warner Brothers is fully committed to theatrically releasing this film, and honestly, as well they should, because you just get it out, reap from it what you can reap, and then move on, and that's exactly what they're going to do. All right, what's next?
From Jay, Joffrey, Cersei, Littlefinger, and Ramsay, who was your most hated character? Joffrey.
It was still Joffrey. Yeah. I mean, Bolton was, I mean, it came close to Joffrey, came real close to Joffrey, but I will still stick with Joffrey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he just, Ramsay Bolton did not have the punchable face that Joffrey had.
No, I mean, and the celebration, the Ewok Forest Moon of Endor celebration around the world when Joffrey died was incredible. So yeah. All right, what's next?
From Cinema Sauced, hi, what CB would you want to be made into a movie? Comic book.
I mean, they're all being made into things. Look, as far as characters go, I've always said I'd like to see standalone Bishop movie.
I want to see Howard Chaykin's American Flag made into a movie.
I mean, sex criminals, but that's going to be wild.
Also, actually, you know what? There's one that probably none of you have ever heard of. It's one that, I think it's the last comic book Schnepp gave me. But it was the one where, because we had the author on Heroes, and I'm trying to remember the name of the comic, but the premise was this: the comic is about this guy. It's in the world where there are superheroes and stuff like that. This guy who's non-superpowered, and he's a parole officer for supervillains.
Oh yeah,
and it's fascinating. It's very, very filthy. Like, it's very, very hard R, NC-17. Like one of the characters, one of the villains that he's the parole officer for is this, if I remember correctly, this woman with no face, but she walks around topless because each of her breasts have a face and they each talk. I mean, that's just
Wow.
That's just
I don't know this comic.
That's the kind of thing it was. I cannot remember the name of the comic. If anybody in the live chat remembers what the name of it was, but it was the whole concept of a guy who is the parole officer.
Comic or weird dream?
And for these supervillains. It was really, really interesting. I wish I could remember the name of it. All right, what's next?
From Attack of the Mushi.
Oh, by the way, somebody in the live chat got it. Nixon's Pals. I think that's the name of it, is Nixon's Pals. I believe that is the name of it. All right, thank you for shouting that one out, Jacroni. All right, sorry, what's next?
From Attack of the Mushi. From Adam Aaron via The Hollywood Reporter. Through perseverance and business acumen, I have proudly brought John Campea to 300,000 subscribers. You're welcome, Kidman stands.
I mean, that's
you're welcome, Kidman
of course,
stays.
the running joke on that is, of course, that Adam Aaron, he has made a career for the past year and a half out of taking credit for stuff he had nothing to do with and standing there and pretending as if he had something to do with it and he could take credit for it.
Oh, you mean the Beast?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Beast. The big guy. The big beast.
All right, what's next?
At CinemaCon.
From Raymond Virata. Rob, Blackpink in your neighborhood. New video.
Dude, I was already sending that video to people this morning. Yes, I was. It's animated, too.
Fun.
It's like an animated video.
Ooh.
What's Blackpink?
Oh, dude, come on.
I know, honestly, though, the only reason I know anything about it is because of Rob.
So good.
La Lisa is my spirit animal, or at least I wish she was. Too old for that.
From Austin,
right, what's next?
From Austin Gallman Brown. When I saw the Ben Affleck rumor last night, I immediately held a moment of silence for your inbox.
Oh, yeah, it blew up. I mean, look, everybody knows my affection for Ben Affleck's Batman. I mean, everybody knows. So yes, absolutely, my inbox completely blew up. All right, what's next?
From Drama 8. Hi, Chris. Hi. What advice would you give anyone wanting to get into the voiceover work industry? Bring on the chocolate cookies with a cold glass of milk. OMG, thanks.
Can I answer that?
Take
How
a class
dare you.
from.
I think
Take a
that they
class
should
with Chris
all
Carr.
take Chris Carr's
Okay, never mind.
class.
I'll allow it. You should take any voiceover class, an acting class, first of all. I do have a class that starts on August 9th. I've got, I think, 2 spots left in it. You can go to eebstudios.com to do that. But the biggest thing is to get into acting classes. Everyone thinks, oh, I have a nice voice or I can do funny characters. You have to be a good actor first and foremost. So get into as many acting classes as you can. There's great free online resources too. D. Bradley Baker, a phenomenal voice actor, has a free website called iwanttobeavoiceactor.com. And there's tons of free resources there too to get you started.
All right, excellent answer. All right, what's next?
From Rob is Moist. Instant.
He might be.
Confirmed.
Are you?
Might be a little bit.
Well,
Only when it counts.
let's just say he's walking around the office with a little bit of an air conditioner chill going on a little bit earlier. We won't go into
So
detail,
he's not moist. He's
but yeah,
Bending over at the fridge. It happens.
Instant Broner hearing Affleck is back.
yeah. And again, listen, I know. Don't get too excited. It's going to be like for one scene. It's going to be something quick. I know, but just give it to me.
He's gonna
Just
be in
let-
Secret
just let me
Wars.
be happy about it. All right. All right. What's next?
From Late Night Alum, have y'all watched Paper Girls on Prime? Thoughts? No, I'm excited
No,
to.
I know nothing about it, but I keep hearing things about it.
Is that based off the graphic novel?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, cool.
And that's a great graphic novel. By
Actually,
the way.
at the AMC
Yeah.
Burbank 16, which is where I went to go see Prey. When we walked out, like there on the building, it's just a massive Paper Girls billboard, like massive. Like, that's the first I had heard of it, so I really don't know much about it. All right, what's next?
From Alexander Kent, when it comes to the death of Chadwick, I think best example of this case would be Paul Walker's character, Brian. I remember how I felt watching, and I'm expecting the same for Wakanda Forever.
I mean, it depends on your approach. Remember, with Brian, we got to see Brian in like 7 movies. Like, right? Brian was a character that all that kind of stuff. The reason why I am so adamant that what they should, and listen, they're moving on, and so I'm moving on. But the reason why I have been so adamant that they should have recast T'Challa, it was that T'Challa had his one movie. He appeared, in 1 or 2 others as well, but he had one Black Panther movie. And that character is so important and so vital, not just in the MCU or in the comics, but also culturally, like what they were able to do with that character. That's why I always thought that they really should have recast. They didn't, and that's fine. I while I disagree with their decision, I totally respect their motivation, because their motivation was to honor Chadwick Boseman and say, no, he was our king. He was, and I'm fine with that. But we got a brilliant trailer for Wakanda Forever. I am so stoked for that movie, especially after that trailer. So let's see where things go. All right, what's next?
Christopher Brickner, Deadpool 3 should have Deadpool say he's been in the MCU all along by showing scenes from old MCU films with Deadpool edited into the background. Like Stitch, I have said this.
Or again, there's one of my favorite Twitter accounts is the one about Paddington. There's that guy on Twitter who every day he puts up a frame from a famous movie and he photoshops Paddington into the scene. It's always a joy and a delight. And if you do something like that with Deadpool, that could be funny. That could work. All right, what's next?
From Amin, how does Super Pets compare to Secret Life of Pets?
It's completely different movies.
Yeah,
they're totally, both of them involved animated animals. Yeah, but it's completely different movie. I think I prefer Secret Life of Pets.
Because it has Buddy, the wiener dog.
Well, I mean, we have dachshunds, Ann and I have dachshunds, but I think that's a better movie overall, but they are completely different films. Absolutely. All right, what's next?
From Thomas Tulloch, the Infinity Gauntlet was activated 3 times on Earth. Could all the power in one central location activate mutations?
Listen, there are a million things they could say activated mutation. That could be one. They could say literally a fictitious nuclear meltdown in Latveria caused mutation. They could say a solar flare caused mutation. They could say mutation caused mutation. Like, because really, if something had to cause it, it's not really a mutation. The mutate, because the whole thing about the X-Men is that it's evolution, right? The thing about X-Men is it's not a mutation that, like the Hulk, was brought on by exposure to gamma radiation. So you could say that, but then it's not really what the X-Men has been, because the whole idea of X-Men is that it is natural evolution that caused it. And the moment you introduce the gauntlets caused it, well, then it's not evolution anymore. I don't know, Rob. I mean, listen, and the movies are the movies, the comics are the comics. Doesn't have to be the same thing. But what do you think?
But I think that's a great way of explaining it. I mean, when the onus has to be on evolution, because the threat of the X-Men to humanity is that they're going to replace humanity. And Magneto's like, we should, because humanity sucks. You know, we're now the masters of this planet, because look what humanity has done to each other for thousands of years. So if you said that it has an outside force, it sort of takes something away from the fact that this is the natural evolution of human beings, and it needs to happen.
Yeah, it's Homo sapien to Homo superior.
Yeah.
So that kind of gets taken away. Hey guys, listen, we have a few more that we got to get to, but before we get to that, we want to thank one more sponsor here on today's episode. Not only are they great for being a sponsor of our show, they're doing great work. The good folks over at BetterHelp. Hey guys, we want to take a second and thank the sponsor of this video, BetterHelp. You know, in the age of social media, you might think that everybody's life except yours is perfect, because everybody always posts the best memories, the most glamorous shots. But you and I both know that's not how life is. We get pitched some serious curveballs, and sometimes it seems like a lot of them. And you know, we always encourage each other to get out there and to get into better physical health, going to the gym and eating right. But it's about time we started paying more attention to our mental health as well. And that's where our friends at BetterHelp come in. Because see, BetterHelp is not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It is professional therapy done securely online, available to people worldwide. You can log onto your account anytime and send private messages to your therapist, or you can schedule weekly or phone-only sessions if you're one of those people that's not really comfortable being on camera. And getting therapy every week is as easy as just a few clicks on your laptop or phone. It is time to invest in your own mental health, and BetterHelp is a great way to invest in yourself. And right now, they have a special offer for all of the John Campea Show listeners to get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Campea. That's 10% off your first month of online therapy at betterhelp.com/Campea. And a big thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode of the John Campea Show and for doing the good work that they are doing. All right, let's now take this thing home. We've got a few questions left. What do we got next?
From the movie canon, tech question. What's a decent camera to use for Streamlabs using MacBook Pro?
A decent camera is a decent camera. Listen, if you're kind of budget conscious, but you do want the best bang for your buck. First of all, if you're budget conscious, the best thing you can do is get the webcam, the face cam from Elgato. The Elgato face cam is the greatest webcam ever made. So there's that. That'll probably run you about $150. If you want to get a really true DSLR thing and you want to stay a little bit more budget conscious, for $500 to $600, you can get the Canon M50 Mark II. And that's with a kit lens and everything too. So that's a good thing. If you got a little bit more of a budget, I would say go and get a used Sony a6400, a6100, and get yourself a Sigma Prime lens now that'll run you about $1,300 if you include the lens. So there's some options for you at different price points. All right, what's next?
From Mike's Movie Madness. Hey, John and crew. Finally saw Elvis, and my God, Austin Butler was amazing.
Yeah.
I can't believe how he embodied Elvis, and he sang everything.
No.
As Rob would say, peak verisimilitude.
He didn't sing everything. He sang a lot of the stuff. As younger Elvis, he sang a lot of the stuff, but there was a number of numbers. There were a few numbers in the movie that he did not sing, just so you know. That said, he's going to get an Academy Award nomination for this movie. I really like the film. I didn't super love it. It had a couple of issues, but Austin Butler, I can't imagine that he's not going to get an Academy Award nomination for this. He was absolutely brilliant in it, 100%. All right, what's next?
From Joshua Jones, would you say Moon Knight Episode 1 was a great start despite it ending up just with an okay ending?
I was fascinated with Episode 1.
I was too.
Yeah. That was a good example of a show that started really, really strong and great. I mean, listen, I didn't hate that show. I didn't hate that show at all. But yeah, it was, by the end of it, it was like...
It was all over the place.
Yeah. did some very, very cool things. Great performance by Oscar Isaac. I love Khonshu. I love the dynamic between Khonshu and Moon Knight. I mean, they did a lot that I really like. I thought the villain was great. I thought Ethan Hawke was wonderful as the villain. But yeah, it is what it is. All right, what's next?
From Wraith X7, what if Wong is putting together a new Defenders team instead of a new Avengers team?
I like that idea.
I don't.
I mean,
that doesn't make any sense, really. The
it
Defenders-
doesn't in the MCU, but if they did bring the Defenders in, I'd be like, that's cool.
I mean, if he brought in, if a separate Defenders group formed, and then he brought them in, but I do not see Wong putting together a Defenders team.
Yeah, I don't know why you
see
would call it that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's my own team now.
All right, what's next?
From Crash and Coyote, is John ignoring the video of Momoa and Affleck on set?
No, they were. No, that's where the picture was from. They were. By the way, it was not on set. That's the thing. The word "set" was used, but there was a tour of the thing. They saw that Ben and Momoa were there, which is you will see sometimes at. Actually, we were just at the Universal last week. I mentioned that, and as we were on the Universal tour, there's a show called Never Have I Ever. No, what's the one that Lara is working on?
Oh, I don't.
I think it's Never Have I Ever. It's the one with the Indian.
Oh, the Mindy Kaling show about the girl in high school?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is called Never Have I Ever, right? Anne loves that show. We have
Great.
we have actually a couple of friends who work on that show. But as we're on the tour, we literally drove by all the stars of the show who were there on the side of the road filming a scene, like a prom scene or something like that. So you got to see them all. Anyway, they were there. So no, not ignored. That's where that all came from. That was referenced in Jason Momoa's post. So I'm not ignoring it at all. We mentioned it in Jason Momoa's post. All right, what's next?
From Eric Thorpe Reviews, what if the Jon Snow show starts off with a Love and Thunder-like montage of Jon Snow's story being recapped by Tormund to the Wildling children the way Korg did with Thor?
Let me tell you the story of the man who died and lived again. Or, by the way, Tormund is like one of my favorite characters
He's the best.
ever. I love him so much. I'm very excited about that Jon Snow show, to be honest with you. I did want to see what happens after they go beyond the wall. And the cool thing, too, is that it opens up the door to bring the other Snow children back into it as
Stark
well, as they
children.
all went off on their different ways, right? It literally becomes, I mean, it's going to be a Jon Snow show, but it can, in a way, evolve into a de facto sequel series to Game of Thrones if they handle it right, which
Yep.
I would be very interested in.
And you know he's got to go back to King's Landing at some point.
Yes, has to. Go see his little brother. Yeah, I mean, just, yeah, I
I mean,
love
there's
it.
got to be a point to it other than just catching up, right? So we know there's got to be more of a plot to it.
Yeah, I agree. All right, what's next?
From Khalil Frederick, any guesses on cameos for Black Panther 2?
No, I am out of the cameo guessing game. I after WandaVision and everything, like, it's I'm not.
The funny
cameo
thing is,
guessing game.
in the MCU, if other characters show up in movies, are they cameos or just part of the MCU?
If somebody unexpectedly just pops up and pops out, it's a cameo.
Yeah, but I mean, are they unexpected?
Yeah.
This is a very tree falls in a woods kind of thing.
Yes, it is.
It's philosophically.
All right, what's
Yeah.
next?
From Amin, have any of you seen the 2009 show Flash Forward with Joseph Fiennes and John Cho? It was canceled after season 1, but I would love to see a remake.
Never did. Nope, not familiar with it. Which only lasted one season. Not surprised. There's a good editorial video to be made there about the best shows that only got one season. And I'm not talking about limited series that were only intended to be one season. I mean, like,
Oh, all those casualties of the writer's strike.
yeah,
Jerry
or
Anderson's UFO. I know you're all looking at me going, what?
What is that?
Malfoy's dad, the actor Jason
Isaac?
show,
Oh, where he had the...
where he wakes up in a different
Yeah.
reality every
Yeah.
time. That's like one of the best shows that got canceled
That
after
was
one
great.
season I've seen. in a
Was
long
Pushing
time.
Daisies only one season?
I think it was.
I don't
That was
think
inc-
it was.
That was an
I thought it
incredible show.
It might have been. All right, what's next?
From Luis Enrique de la Peña, do you know that Hasbro will be launching an app where you can scan your face and personalize an action figure with your likeness?
Yeah, we brought that up on the show the other day, where you can then actually get the toy made and sent to you, which is actually, you know what, a really good idea on their part. All right, what's next?
From Jamie Sendays, is this John Williams' last show at the Bowl?
I have thought this is John Williams' last show at the Bowl for the past 5 years. No, seriously. Like every year we go, it's like, well, we got to go make. Ann and I go every year, but every year we think, well, we got to go this year because this could be his last show. So it could be his last show. And listen, over the past 5 or 6 years, he has been doing less and less of the show. Like it used to be that he did the whole show. Then it started where he had Alfred Newman's son. what's his name? Anyway, Newman, the regular conductor of the LA Philharmonic, would come out and do the first couple of numbers, and then John Williams would come out. Then Newman would come out and do the entire first half, intermission, and then John Williams would come out. So Williams has been doing less and less of it. So I thought this year could be the last year for the last 5 years, and this year's no exception. I believe this could be his last year. Could be his last year. All right, what's next?
From Mike Scott. John, you ever think about having a second live show with another 2-person crew? Basically, John Campea After Dark, but not you guys having to work more super chat money, LOL.
Okay, so this is something I would normally save for our members only town hall meeting, but I will let you know this. It's funny you asked that because, I mean, our business, the guy who's kind of helps us run the business side of things, there's really been pushing me to do a second show in the afternoons, but not with this crew, like with a totally different crew. Kind of like how on ESPN, right? You'll have like Pardon the Interruption, you'll have Around the Horn, you'll have First Take, you'll have it's all shows where they're all talking about the exact same sports stories. It's just slightly different format with a different group of personalities. So here's the thing though. There is no universe that exists right now that I could possibly afford that. Because you're talking about hiring 3 new people. On top of that, we would have to hire an additional 1 or 2 extra people for behind the camera, because that would just put like Jonathan's workload into overdrive with all the stuff that he and Ray have to do. We'd probably have to get a new Ray, because that's an entirely another
This one will
new.
get burnt out, so we got to redo
Yeah,
it.
you can't get a new Ray. So literally, I would be looking probably at minimum for a year, probably $250,000 I would need to make that show happen. So it's great. And guess what? Super chats don't make that much money. The super chats are great, and they
We
help us
appreciate
out
you,
a
but-
great deal. But that's that we would literally need to find a way to pull in an additional $1,000 a day.
That's what I'm saying. Mega Millions tonight.
That's right.
Could
Got to
happen.
get that. Got to
Gotta
get that.
do
thing.
it.
Could happen, John.
But to let you know, the idea of the John Campea YouTube channel having a second 2-hour live show later in the afternoon, like ESPN does it, is something that we discuss. I just got to figure out a way to possibly afford it. That's the only thing. All right, what's next?
From Isaiah, just some support, and Fredo, some support. Thank you.
Okay, I do want to address something here. There's a couple of people in the live chat who are like, John is super exaggerating. How much money do you think I got to pay people? No, seriously. How much money do you think you need to pay people for them to work a job? I'm not paying people $15 an hour. Like I don't do that. Yeah. I pay actual money to people because they're actually talented and they are dedicating their time to doing a job. That means, well, you just got to pay them $2 an hour. What talented person worth their weight can I get just to work two hours a day?
And that is what a lot of other YouTube channels do. That's
Right.
one of the reasons why I started working here, was because I was working 5 jobs while writing content daily for another channel.
Yeah, that does not pay shit. And I make sure that when people work with me, they can pay their bills. Like that's just basic thing. And that's the other thing. A lot of people watch shows like this and they go, "Oh, so you work 2 hours." You don't understand.
Oh my God.
You don't understand the number of hours that goes into preparing each one of these shows. That's why our show is better than most shows that are like this. We actually put in a lot of prep, and we have a lot of talented people that put a lot of work into it. And so I pay people living wages to be able to come on here. And if I were to do a second show, I would need nothing short of that. I need excellence in what we do, at least what we do that passes
Plus,
for
there's
excellence.
the studio.
Right. I mean, but the studio's already being paid for. So the studio's already paid for. So that wouldn't be an
But that would
additional
still,
expense.
you'd still, yes.
But
it's
just in paying the people that would need to be there, because I'm not going to put up some piece of shit show in the afternoon. I expect a certain level of quality to be there if it's going to be a show on my network. And how much do you think it's going to cost to pay 5 people full time?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You tell me.
Yeah.
Pop out
You
a
tell me how much
calculator.
that'll cost.
And then a lot of
Like an
people
8-hour
have to
day.
drive here.
Yeah.
Have to drive here with
Yeah.
everything going on, and then they have to want to stay here too. And sometimes money is how they decide to stay or not. I don't know.
Everybody in this room dedicates a lot of time to making all of our shows and our network work. And in order for them to dedicate all their time, I need to pay them, and I want to pay them money that makes it worth it for them to do this job instead of another job. And that is expensive, man. It's expensive.
I don't remember the last time I've gone to sleep before 12. Put it that way. I don't remember the last during a work week, I've gone to sleep before 12.
I just do the
I'm
reverse.
always at 1 or
Yeah.
after. You know what I mean? So yeah, we work hard. We work hard.
I do the reverse of Ray of, okay, well, I'll get up at 4:30 or 5 so I can make sure I watch those things that dropped.
Yeah, and start prepping what I'm going
Yeah.
to say
I
about
got-
do
I
some
got
research. All
3
the
chats
graphics
here.
getting made, the show
And you
getting
do
done.
homework every
And
night.
I was going to say, and you
Yeah,
and
like I
Jonathan
literally
do a
every
lot.
night at about 8:30, I go out, I light up the fire pit, I sit down with my laptop, and I work till about 11:30 or midnight at night. And then I'm up at 5 in the morning, and I'm working in the morning until we go live at 10. And there at 10:30. Then at 10:30, I go into my office. First, you then start doing mailbags and stuff like that. Ray is doing all the post-production. I go in then start prepping for more stuff. Jonathan has got a whole ton of shit that he's trying to do. So, I mean, yeah, listen, when you say, now I get it. A lot of YouTube is some dude's got 15 extra minutes, jump on camera, turn on the webcam and go. So I get that. I get that perception. To put on the type of show that we do though, it's a completely different thing. It takes a lot of finances, a lot of money to make it all happen. And yeah, so that's why, again, to do a second show like this in the afternoon is something I would love to do. It's just beyond my financial means right now to do. And maybe it won't always be that way because I would love to do it, but you know, we'll see.
Okay, I got 4 premium member chats. If I could read those out.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, the first one is this one was just sent by Spying Mentor 087. Hello, John and crew. Did you watch the Will Smith apology video about the Oscar slap?
Haven't watched it. I'm honestly not interested in it. Listen, I get it. He did something. He's getting repercussions and consequences for it, and then they'll move past it and he'll be back in Hollywood. I didn't see it because, I mean, I think it's nice that he put it out, but I don't need to see it.
5
Doesn't
months
interest me.
later, though, but whatever.
I'll never agree with what he did, but
No.
to be honest, I'm over it.
Yeah,
I've forgiven him in my heart. I mean, Chris Rock should.
And Chris Rock is out joking about it
Yeah.
now and stuff like that. Again, there should have been consequences. There have been consequences. And then the consequences will be behind it. And we'll be able to all move on, including Will Smith. All right, what's next?
Okay, here's one for you, John. Jordan Ellis writes, "We told you, John, Super Pets was bound to be a good time with Keanu Reeves as Batman."
I'll tell you what. That was the worst part of the movie.
Yeah, it kind of was.
It really was.
Glad to hear it's a good
And that's
film.
not Keanu Reeves' fault. The Batman character was the least interesting, least funny character in the movie.
Okay.
So, yeah, oddly enough. But yeah, listen, I admit it was good. I liked it. I had a good time with it.
He finishes by glad to hear it's a good film. Can't wait to take the niece and nephew this weekend. So
I
have a
think
good
they're
time.
going to have a good time. I think that's going to be a good time with your nieces and nephews.
Okay. Rick Bickmore writes, Patrick Fabian is Howard Hamlin, head of HHM law firm in Better Call Saul. Yeah. So
Oh, I know the guy you're talking about now. Okay.
as Magneto.
Yeah, X actor and X role. I don't see that as a fit, but if they did and he's a good actor, then that would be fine. All right, what's next?
Okay. Scott Collins writes, Las Vegas is the wrong move for Comic-Con. Sin City and Disney/WB don't mix. Move it to Orlando, Florida, second largest convention center in the U.S. and hotels set up and ready to go with Disneyland Universe.
First of all, like Las Vegas, like 15 years ago, they started to become more of a family-friendly destination for family vacations and all that kind of stuff. It's not really Sin City anymore. I mean, that's
You
just
can
kinda what
make it that way if
Yeah.
you choose to make
Oh
it
yeah,
that way.
you can make it an
Yeah.
all-adult
Yeah,
trip if
you
you want to.
I
Yes,
would
you
ar-
can.
I would argue the day that Excalibur opened was the day it started making its shift to
Freaking love Excalibur.
family friendly.
Yeah,
You're saying, Jonathan, with kids, you wouldn't mind if Comic-Con went, you would actually take them there?
I don't understand what the problem is and what the disconnect is with bringing kids to Vegas.
Oh, no, right.
And even at Comic-Con, no, I haven't heard one argument. I would bring my kids to Vegas to go to
Okay.
Comic-Con any day.
That's
of the
good to
week.
know. I just
Yeah.
was curious.
Oh yeah, you don't mess with Vegas police, man.
Where
They're
else are
honest.
those kids going to get their first yard-sized drink, Ray?
No,
Come on.
No, I mean, come on.
Okay, we got
Giving them
one
a
more.
Blizzard or whatever those are
First lady
called.
of
But it's just Orlando also wouldn't be a bad choice.
But talk about humidity.
Yeah.
Orlando is also much better equipped infrastructure-wise to handle a Comic-Con that size.
I would
than
love
San
to
Diego
visit
is.
Florida again. I was 8 years old and we didn't go to Disneyland.
You ain't been to Disney
We went to
World?
Gatorland. Shout out to my uncle Sonny. He planned the trip. He's not so spendy with the money, so we went to Gatorland and we passed by Disney World, like in the car, in the van going.
I
there,
hope they do it in fall or early spring
Who
in
came
Florida.
over to the house? Was that Tito Sonny or Tito Tony
Tito,
that came over the other day?
Tito Sonny.
It was Tito Sonny. Okay.
Yeah. Now they're going on vacations all around the place. But,
Yeah, they're always going on vacation everywhere.
We got one last one from James Wheeler. He says, "Happy Friday, everyone. Can I ask, is it possible to get Apple TV Plus without an Apple device?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I have many Apple devices, but my Google Chromecast is where I get Apple TV Plus. I can watch TV Plus on my laptop or on your phone or whatever. So yeah, you don't need an Apple device to watch.
We know why he's asking, right? Right.
I know exactly
We know why
Take
he's
us
asking.
home, Ray. Why is he
Why?
asking?
Because he wants to watch For All Mankind, right?
Oh, okay. Yes,
Right,
you
James?
absolutely do not need to have an Apple device to be able to watch. Although, I don't know if they're still doing this. See, I got my Apple TV Plus subscription because I bought an iPad and I didn't know it. All of a sudden, I got this email of like 2 weeks later saying, hey, because of your qualifying purchase of an iPad, you get a year of Apple TV Plus for free.
Yep.
I had no idea. So, hey, listen, if you've been looking at getting a new phone or a new laptop and you're about to buy one anyway, hold off on getting the Apple TV Plus because you might get it for free.
They're going to give you a trial, too, if it's your first time signing up.
Yeah.
It's going to be 3 months, and it's only
Do they
$4.99.
give a trial?
Yeah.
Do you know that for sure?
Oh, well, I know on my Xbox it says sign up 3 months free or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Once
so,
you have it,
Yeah.
the shows are
It's
so good.
$4.99.
and again, like
Yeah.
Ray saying,
I
you can
pay
have
for
it
it.
on your PlayStation, you can have it on your Xbox, so you're all good.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of being all good, that'll do it for today's installment, this week's installment
Yeah.
of the John Campea
Good
Show.
week.
Thank you so much for being here, making this show part of your day. Big special thank you to all you guys who sent in those super chats. Number one, because you gave us great fun things to talk about. But number two, you supported this channel as you did it. And all of us involved with the John Campea Show, thank you guys so much for your support. I want to thank everybody in the room. First of all, Mr. Robert Meyer Burnett. Robert, where can people find you online?
You can find me on Instagram, where John hasn't found me, RM Burnett. Find me on Twitter at Burnett RM, or find me at postgeeksingularity.com.
And right beside him, Chris Carr. Chris, where can people find you?
You can find me on social at actor Chris Carr or my studio Speak Friends Studios or eebstudios.com for voiceover classes. Whew.
And Ray Ora. Ray, where can people find you?
Watching episode 4 later and playing multiverses at Ray Aura 0.
And of course, producer running the show today, Jonathan Boyko. Jonathan, where can people find you?
Gee, that's a weird shot. You can find me on Twitter at Sonic if you want it.
And you guys can, of course, follow me on Instagram or on Twitter, simply at John Campea. Guys, have a magnificent weekend filled with fun and relaxation, preparing you for another week of triumph and victory next Monday. We'll see you then, by the way. And until then, my friends, bye-bye.